think it's a game, but it is absolutely not, okay? This is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin product, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISOT down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey y'all, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today on this good Monday? Okay, listen, I am pulling something in very quickly and we're going to go ahead and get into the shows, girl. I only have one live for y'all today, but tomorrow I'll come back for P Valley and Real Housewives, and I need to get some BondyBlue shows done, girl. The girl is over here feeling a tad bit overwhelmed with all that she has to do in life. You know, it feels like I can never really take too much time off without me feeling like, girl, you better get back to it before these souls forget about you. Girl, listen. First of all, it's so good to see all y'all in the room. 202 of y'all in the room. Make sure y'all come through and like the video. I hope everybody is having a good day. Okay. And we're about to get into Put a Ring on It, Love and Marriage DC, and we're going to do a little bit of Love and Marriage Huntsville and Call-In, okay? Hi, how are you doing? Okay, listen, I'm probably, you know, it's giving weird on the bars, but I just kind of wanted to come in and say, hey, everybody. Okay, so hey, everybody. All right, now, let's go ahead and get into Put a Ring on It. I don't want to wait any longer. So Put a Ring on It reunion, okay, is what we're here for. Oh, girl, it's so much news that has come out over the weekend. OWN is good for giving y'all a whole bunch of social media bullshit right before or after an episode airs. So Shorty did an interview with Little Black Book. And in her interview, hold up, y'all. Hold up, give me a sec. Okay, sorry, I had to close that door. In the interview with Little Black Book, Shorty basically explained, hold on, let me put something up, okay? Shorty basically explained what I've been saying this entire time, which is what we understood based off what she had said on social media. And by watching the show, we had an understanding that it seemed as if Shorty came on the show so that she can create documentation and get her ass away from Kenneth, because it was hard getting away from him in real life. Now, I don't understand why this is perplexing for anyone. I don't understand why this is hard for anyone. The way men like to stalk and you know, unalive and do all of this crazy possessive shit with women. And nowadays, the way men like to use women to take care of them. And how do you think that at some point men aren't going to be muscling their way, manipulating their way into getting a woman to take care of them? Because see, that's what it always felt like for me. It always felt like Kenneth is manipulating and he's bullying Shorty into staying in the relationship with him. And when he could no longer do that, I feel like I was watching him short circuit. I was watching him, oh, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I was watching him have a reaction to not being able to lie, not being able to manipulate, not being able to put sugar on shit and get himself out of the situation. And I said the entire time that if he did not want to be verbally abused, as y'all said he was, which I don't agree with, and I'm actually getting increasingly more annoyed with people comparing what Shorty said to Kenneth bullying her and stalking her and intimidating her into staying in a relationship with him. Those two things are not the same. Ignoring his size, ignoring that he can physically snatch shit from her, take her phone from her, ignoring that he can take pictures of her bank statements to blackmail her with, ignoring that he took his ignorant ass online to talk bad about her, and they're gonna sit here on this reunion show and lie and say that he didn't get on her job page and do all of that shit that we know he did because we watched you do it on social media. In Shorty's interview, one of the main things that came clear to me that I was right about his energy is when he said that she wasn't his normal style, all y'all black women caping for him and wanting to protect him, you're not even his type. It's not just Shorty that isn't his type. None of you black is his type, apparently. Because Kenneth, baby mama, is an Asian woman. And he hasn't really dated or been with a black woman since he was in high school. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you about Kenneth? First of all, it should tell you he's not deserving, black women, of your protection online, of your sympathy. That's one thing that should let you know, okay? Because you are not his preference unless you can take care of him. We're gonna get into it. But Shorty said she tried several times to get away from him. She moved away from him. And then she said how he got back in was through her son. Followed her son from school to her new place. He didn't met up with the son, give the son money. I just want you to know I love you. And also she said, I never said that he didn't have money. I never called him a bum. She never did. She never vocalized that he wasn't doing shit. She just said, I need you to do more. And so when you talk about that and she explains that he may have had jobs, but he didn't want to pay bills. He wanted me to spend all the money. We go out, he's sliding me the bill. Are we really going to act like as black women, niggas is not out here doing that all over the place? We just saw on social media the girl that paid for the gas, paid for the date. He still expected pussy. And when she didn't give it to him, he made her walk home, even though she paid for the gas. And you gonna tell me you don't understand the Kenneth of it all? I called him a bum too. It gives bum energy. That's what it gives. Sometimes it's not about you being able to hold down a job. Sometimes it's about your mentality. And to me, you could always tell he has the mentality of a user. So yes, y'all want Shorty to take responsibility for choosing him. I think she did take responsibility when she became the victim of his abuse. That's when you take responsibility, because now you're how am I supposed to take more responsibility besides the abuse I'm already getting from choosing the wrong man? And now that I'm trying to get out of the relationship, y'all are mad and saying that I'm bashing him and I brought him on television to embarrass him. He embarrassed his fucking self, and he continues to embarrass himself. He embarrassed himself on a reunion show, sweating and shaking legs and moving around all like, wait, what the fuck wrong with you? Nigga didn't even know the word emasculate until you bitches got online and rammed it all up and through Twitter. And now he didn't learn the new word and the new manipulation tool. And if you think when he move on to the next woman, he not going to use all of this to his advantage. Get ready, next woman that feels sorry for him. Get ready, next woman that feels like, oh, all he needs is a little direction, like Maisha said. But Maisha wasn't willing to take on that job neither. Things become real clear, huh? Oh, he just needs a little direction. Girl, we're going to get into her. Oh, Lord. Y'all make my just perplex my soul sometimes with the way you fight so hard for men that don't deserve. Like, they don't deserve that. Why are you doing that? Why? And now he's using women fighting for him on his behalf, bashing Shorty, the abuse victim. Then he's going to use that. He's going to use that to get another woman, to manipulate another woman. But if y'all want to continue to make victims out of yourselves, because see, to me, the women that were giving Shorty the hardest criticism seem like the women that will end up in Shorty's position, being used up and abused by a crazy nigga because you wanted to give so much empathy, understanding, sympathy. Oh, he needs a little direction. That nigga 36 years old. His mammy should have gave him the direction. Y'all gonna have to stop feeling like y'all need to raise grown-ass men. That shit cute when you in your early 20s and shit. When y'all trying to get it out the mud and all of that. That's cute when you in your early 20s. It ain't even that cute then. But a nigga could at least be on his shit and not have acquired it in his early 20s. But at 36, I don't want to hear from you about how it's just, you know, you a black man and it's hard out here and you just trying to make it happen and you just need a woman to help you and you just need direction. A 20-something-year-old woman, I don't know how old Maisha is, but I feel like Maisha must have been in either her early 30s or her late 20s. Can't remember. Maisha, you should not feel like you need to give a 36-year-old grown-ass man direction, because a 36-year-old grown-ass capable man should be his own director. He should not need direction from a young girl, from any woman, period. He's not a man then. So why do you want him? I'm 23. I'm in a similar situation. It's not cute. Not never again. Listen, let me tell you. I feel like when I was younger, my expectations were different, and I felt like there was room for that. There is room for that, because essentially you can't expect no 20-year-old man to have a house and a car and the understanding of a 30-year-old man. Okay? You can expect him to have a job. You can expect him to have aspirations. You should expect him to have his own place or be trying to get his own place, his own car. You should expect for him never to have to ask you for no fucking money. Like, that's the type of shit you should expect at 20-something. But by the time you get to 30, nigga, 36, almost 40, you need to have certain things in your life. And if you don't have those certain things, then no, you can't walk around in the world expecting a woman to do all of that for you in a patriarchal society that tells everybody that you are supposed to be the one handling those things. Like, I'm gonna need for y'all to, I know a lot of y'all don't understand it. But I promise you, it's the best advice anybody could give you to stop giving these niggas a break, because they know what they're doing. We're about to get into exactly why. So Charlie and Otis are expecting. Let's get into the actual notes of it all. The interview with Little Black Book was really good. He does a really, good job with long form interviews and getting the most out of a person when he's doing the interview. But honestly, I felt like I already knew and understood. She just gave more detail. But I already knew and understood that Shorty had tried many times before to get out of the relationship, because he was not physical with her. It was hard for her to prove it. He would keep coming back. It was hard. Like she said, that brother that came on the show, he actually said he would be able to get Kenneth out of her house. She don't want you here no more, man. Just leave. He came back right after that. She really wanted to give him an opportunity with the show to see that he could date new people, to give him the entertainment. He wants to be on TV. Y'all see that. He wants to entertain. This was her giving him everything he needed to leave her the fuck alone. And y'all still look at her like she came on the show to embarrass him, when the truth of the matter is that lady gave that nigga a leg up on her way out, and she didn't even have to do that. She didn't even have to do that. Talking about she came on the show to embarrass him. This shit did more for that nigga than it did for her. He came out on top in this situation, in his mind and in the mind of thirsty pick-me women that just want to see a man with dimples and a big dick. Like, that's what y'all be on. And we don't even know if that's what he got. All we know is he tall with thick thighs, so we can assume. And Shorty was doing the most for him at one point, so we can only assume. We can only assume. Okay? But see, the difference, what Shorty needed to realize is that once you realize that he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, you were supposed to cut that shit. But it's hard. Women always want to give so much sympathy and empathy to these men. And then y'all turn around and be mad at Shorty for handling the situation exactly how y'all would have wanted her to handle the situation. Stay with him. Keep trying. Work it out. Have his back. Support him. She did that for 3 years. Y'all call her stupid and tell her that she should have left while simultaneously making excuses for him and saying that, oh, he just needs somebody to give him some direction. Figure it the fuck out. I need for y'all to figure it out. I'm lost. I'm lost on it. But that brother, nobody could help her get him out of her house. And y'all act like y'all don't understand that, like y'all haven't seen 5011 For My Man's, Fatal Attractions, Lifetime movies to show y'all how hard it is when women are trying to get a nigga to leave her alone and legally he has not stepped out of bounds. Think about Tim Norman, who's now going to jail for capital murder. I mean, who's in jail and about to, get sentenced for the capital murder of it all. Okay. His mama gonna stick beside him though. Killed her grandbaby, killed her grandnephew or whatever. She said in the interview, that's her son. She gonna stick beside him. Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck if I pushed you out my pussy and gave you all the love I could in my life. When I tell you the boundaries inside of me will cut you the fuck off if you ever decided to plan to kill another one of our family members over some motherfucking money that you was gonna get anyway. You think I'm gonna stand beside you? I don't care if you are my son. Be where you at. Be where you at. But nobody believed Jen when she said that nigga was crazy. Nobody believed Jen or his baby mama when they said Tim was not right. I can remember I didn't really want to believe Jen, but I kind of did because Tim gave me creepy and crazy too. When she said she had a restraining order against him and the nigga was like just within the footage of the you know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit they can do. That's the type of shit they can do. If I actually get the restraining order, which Shorty said she couldn't get because the nigga didn't have an address. So if I do get a restraining order and it's 100 feet, 100 feet might be to the end of my block and I can still see him from my window, standing outside on a corner in front of my house or in a car down the street, 100 feet away. And I see him when I drive past out of my neighborhood. That's the type of shit she was talking about in that interview. That's the type of shit she was talking about. Following, stalking, obsessing, threatening. And we're actually online like, yo, we're too hard on him. Oh my God. Y'all really make victims out of the villain. Y'all do that. Y'all really, really do. I haven't even gotten into the fucking reunion notes yet. Damn it. We're back to it. Y'all know how I go on tangents. I'm sorry. So Charlie and Otis are expecting. Kenneth says, you gonna know him by the end of this reunion. See what I mean? On one already. What's going on? How did you contribute to the toxicity in the relationship? Shay says Dr. Nicole told her she couldn't control the situation. That's when she realized, that she needed to let go. Is it? Because I feel like Dr. Nicole told Shay that several times. Okay? Several times. And it finally sunk in at the end. Okay. That's convenient. Otis realized that if Charlie is bothered, then they are bothered. What you mean? As opposed to when you would like plan and set out long term to embarrass her and upset her and make her mad. Like, what you mean? Like, so you're no longer trying to do that. Is that what you're saying, Otis? You're no longer trying to long game, manipulate and play mind games and gaslight Charlie. We're not doing that anymore. Okay. Now that she has your baby inside her womb, now you're going to protect her from how much of an asshole you are, right? Right? And then once she has the baby, what we gonna do then? Let me know. Because it feel like at some point, The baby being a part of the equation is only going to be able to make his control worse. It's only going to make his attitude worse. It's only going to make his entitlement worse. And I just wonder what Charlie's going to do in the process. I'm just wondering what she's going to do in the process. Shay says that she projected unhappiness because she knew the relationship was toxic. So I really feel like, people are trying to make it seem as if Shorty was projecting unhappiness because she knew the relationship was toxic. I feel like we're acting like Shorty was supposed to act like a woman that wasn't in a fucked up, toxic, controlling, abusive relationship. And I want us to stop doing that. I want us to stop saying that she was being so mean to him when she said he wanted women out of his league. The truth is the truth. If the truth hurts, change the truth. For instance, if I tell you you stink, if I say, hey, you kind of got an odor, right? You kind of stink. So it's up to you. Are you going to get upset, or are you going to go and take a shower, put some deodorant on, or figure out where the smell is coming from? What are you going to do? Or are you just going to be mad at me and then you're going to continue to walk around stinking? Is that what we're going to do? Because to me, it's almost like y'all, it's almost like y'all expected her to just kind of walk around acting like nothing was happening. And then you wanted to call that reality. It stinks around here, y'all. Like, it stinks. The shit stinks. It's stinking. Okay, where's Deb Atney when you need it? Okay, where's Deb Atney when you need her? It's so sad that women will watch this reunion and still want to date Otis and Kenneth. Women have very low expectations. I seen women arguing about a nigga having you come over to smoke and fuck as a date. That's not a date. And honestly, you should only be going over to niggas' houses to smoke and fuck after he's taking you out to public places at least 3 times. At least 3 times. And I say at least because I feel like niggas will take you on 5 dates and still date rape you. So I'm gonna need for y'all to not just go to niggas' apartments. Like, no, that's not a real date, y'all. A real date is somebody taking you to a public place, talking to you, getting to know you, and possibly spending money on you. That's a date. A date is not going to his house so y'all can smoke weed and drink liquor and watch Netflix. It's not a date. That's what you do with somebody you already in that space with. Stop skipping shit. There needs to be an intro. I need y'all to understand that. Okay, Charlie's going to try to work it out for the baby, but she's going to learn that it makes it worse. Yep. Some things, people have to figure out for themselves. He wants ambitious women and has no ambition. Out of his league. Hello. People do. And it's not even that he doesn't have ambition. He doesn't have any follow through, which means at some point you don't have any discipline. And that's what the issue is. People do not believe Black women suffer and are victims of abuse, which is weird. That's the most basic example, but that's how elementary you have to make it for people. Thank you, Journey Karen, for the super chat on Journey with Karen. Break from my first day of CDL school. All right. I'm glad I caught a live. Hey, Bondy, everybody. Hey, okay, listen. Good luck, girl. Good luck on everything. These new girls are too easy, Bondy, and when you try to tell them better, they say you're judging. I know. Like, we're trying to tell you what we've learned, and then you bitches will get out here online and say, no, the old hoes didn't tell y'all nothing. It's like, no, you called us old, bitter, hating hoes. You didn't want to listen to us. You know what I'm saying? Bitches online right now talking about my auntie gave me bad advice because she told me to, don't be worrying about a man and get my own bag and take care of myself. That's not bad advice. The other part of that is when you get a partner, expect them to have what you have or better, especially when you get to a certain age. It's not hard. It's not. It's not. Stop thinking you can change a man. He is responsible for his own future and healing. Don't put yourself in a line of fire trying to be there for an unhealed man with a traumatized soul. Period. Period, Pooh. Okay? So Egypt talks to Shay and Fonzo alone. I'm going to put the picture back up. First of all, can we talk about, let me just say this right quick. I thought that I thought that Otis and Charlie looked really nice in their like matching lavender type colors. I thought it looked good. I thought they looked nice. Charlie looked pretty. Everybody looked good except for Kenneth, and I didn't like Shorty's dress because I feel like Shorty is little bitty, and I feel like something it needed to be either more form fitting, it needs to be less material because she's so little. I feel like she, wore something that was just too big. I know a lot of y'all like Shay's look, and I think Shay looks beautiful, but I can't exactly see because at one point I thought her makeup looked way too pale. That was one thing. Even though her makeup looks really good close up, but like on camera for some reason, I felt like her face was reading a little bit too pale under them lights. I don't know if it was just me. It might have been just me. I think her look was the best look though. But it just kind of seemed like a lot. I feel like often people pick outfits for reunion shows and those looks look good when they're standing up. And I need for them to think about what it looks like when you're sitting down. And all of this shit all over the place. I know everybody thinks, oh my gosh, she looks so amazing. And she does. But to me, it's just, it's good. But it's just okay. Like, it's just too much. Like, I'm sorry. And then, I thought Fonzo looked nice. He looked clean. I'm not opposed to, niggas with shiny jackets and shit. But I was watching Color Me Pink and she had me dying laughing when she said that nigga was wearing an old Luther Vandross suit. I think that's what she said. And Hollywood was wearing an old Tom Jones suit. That shit was hilarious to me. I ain't gonna lie. When she started singing, Luther Vandross, shout out to Color Me Pink. That shit was fucking hilarious, bro. Courtney Fulton, thank you for the super chat. Hey, came late and may have missed it, but did you see Milan's interview? I did not see her interview, but I saw her receipts. She posted the video receipts on her Twitter. I'm gonna pull them up as soon as we get to their segment. But I just wanted to comment on how everybody looked, and y'all know that Kenneth looked like a clown because he's a clown, so that's why he looked like that. So let me go ahead and get back into it. So like I said, Egypt talks to Shay and Fonzo alone. She calls him her spouse because they do everything together. And see, this is what I'm talking about with Shay. You are acting like you actually changed, and then you're repeating some of the same dumb shit you were saying during the process, right? Are you married yet, Shay? Is he your actual legal husband yet? Is he? If not, stop giving him the label of spouse. You missed the whole point of the reason why she told you not to do that. We understand y'all have businesses together. We understand y'all live together, which makes it even dumber as to why y'all are not legally married at this point. For everything y'all have going on, y'all could have just went back down to the motherfucking courthouse and then had the big old party after and just been legit husband and wife legally, if that's the case. But y'all never turned in the paperwork, so y'all said, right? But you want to still keep referring to him as your spouse. He's not your spouse. He's your boyfriend who you are in partnership with. He is not your husband legally. And if that is what you want, you have to stop saying that that's what you have when that's not what it is. Manifestation only works when you are talking about you. You can't manifest him doing what you want him to do by saying he's my spouse, he's my husband. That's not going to make him your husband. That's not going to make him your spouse. The only thing that's going to make Fonzo your husband and your spouse is y'all legally signing papers and turning them in to the fucking government. That's the only way that that is legally done. And if that is what you want, then stop speaking on the relationship as if it's something you already have when it's not. Okay? So that's the thing about Shay that makes me upset. You act like you learned, but essentially, I don't know if you have. However, Fonzo learned. Fonzo learned. And that was the most important thing for everybody, was that Fonzo learned placement. You need to put her in front of everybody. You need to force the conversation between her mom. You need to between your mom and the baby mama. Like, everybody needs to understand her position. And her being on this show, I feel like essentially was supposed to help with her positioning. I think Fonzo was doing for Shay with this show the opposite of what Shorty was trying to do for Ken with this show. Fonzo is trying to show Shay, listen, I do love you. I'm going to get on this show with you in public so everybody will know you my main girl. And even if he didn't say that in his mind, I know he believes having her on the show and making her his woman in this capacity is basically, you know, solidifying her positioning, which is the most important thing to her, is that everybody knows her position in the line, okay? Because there's still a line. Know that. Now that she and his mother have a relationship, now that the baby mama has seen the show and knows that she is not the first, you know, she's not that girl for him. Shay is that girl for him. Now that everybody understands that, Shay can then go back to being herself, because now Fonzo has put her in the front. He's put her in the forefront. And that was really all he needed to do. Also, Fonzo needed to go through some therapy for himself, because I feel like he has some unresolved issues. And I'm going to just say Fonzo, I think out of all of the men, is, to me, the only one that had real heart for his woman. And what I mean by that is, yes, he's a hoe. I don't think he will stop cheating long term. I don't. But I also don't feel like, it depends on how you think about it. Like, if that's, I just kind of feel like monogamy, you know, it works for some people, and for other people it doesn't. And it doesn't make the relationship less strong. It doesn't mean that people don't love each other. It just means sex is not that important in the grand scheme of the relationship, meaning that you can get sex from other people as long as I feel like my positioning is where it should be. Correct? Okay. So you can say what you want to, but there are a lot of women that agree to that, and they just don't say that they're agreeing to that. But that's what they're agreeing to. Okay. Shay just needed to get to a place where she felt like her agreeing to do that was worth it for her. He needed to make her agreeing to do that worth it. So now that she has her positioning, he probably will be allowed to cheat in peace. She will make little, you know, she'll have her little jealous moments. She'll pop off every now and again. They'll fight, they'll fuck. You know what I'm saying? He'll buy her something nice. They'll go on a vacation, and she'll continue to live in, you know, in this cycle of what they have going on. And if it works for them, that's good for them. But I will say that I felt like in the talking and in the way things were being expressed, Fonzo is the only man that I feel like really does love Shay. He just can't give Shay monogamy. Like, but I think he loves her, because I think if he didn't love her, then the disrespect would have been more flagrant. It would have been more flagrant, first of all. And second of all, I feel like it just would have been like, I don't really need to do that. Like, I'm gonna just keep, you know, I don't need to give you that, whatever. He would have just kept ignoring her request. But now that the mama knows that she's the main girl, she gonna be good. I mean, if she like it, I love it at the end of the day. Okay. But Fonzo says therapy helped him. I hope he continues to do that. So they talk about the fight that happened. Tasha Reed didn't come. I kind of want to know, did Tasha Reed not come, or did y'all say she couldn't come because of the fight? I'm wondering, because Shay was acting like she wanted to apologize and made a little comment about how Tasha Reed was out past her bedtime. Well, how you gonna shade her and then turn around and try to apologize for the way you acted, as if any animosity that she has against you is not because of you and not because of her? So if you know you were wrong, why are you still shading her, as if her issue with you didn't come from you popping off for no fucking reason? See what I'm saying? Shay acts like she's learned something and then tells us in one way or another, no, I really haven't. I really haven't. Let's see. Then we find out Tanisha and Asar are dating. Good for them. Good for them. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Tanisha's energy, her Delilah energy. Sometimes, and listen, I understand what it's like to like enjoy being sexy, enjoy being attractive, enjoy, you know, being sought after in one way or another as a woman. It is a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good feeling for any person to feel as if they are alluring. Physically, you know, aesthetically, they're alluring to someone. And I think she definitely dives into that positioning. But there is something about young women who present themselves as sex kittens and sex dolls I just want them to be careful of that, because to me, the posturing of that tells me something is going on underneath, and you just are fighting against dealing with it, being aware of it, or even understanding it because you're young. And whenever whenever you're young, you have so much more fever for shit. You have so much more wow for everything. And, I'm going to do what I want to do. And if anybody, it's very much an attitude of there's nothing wrong with the way I'm asserting myself. But the truth of the matter is, some women feel to me as if they only have one thing that they know they can put in front of everybody to say, this is the good thing about me. This is what makes me special. And when I feel like that's only about sex or it's only about looks, it makes me feel sad for them, because I feel like, first of all, something under there is fucked up. Like, I see you on the bathroom floor crying at night, but simultaneously showing up in the world as sex kitten that everybody wants. Because a lot of times men will see women like that and never want to delve any deeper into connecting with them. And nobody wants to not connect. As much as people act like, oh, I don't give a fuck, niggas want to connect. Women want to connect. It's not just the act of sex. You can masturbate if all it's about is coming. That's not really all it's about. It's about the exchange of energy. It's about feeling that someone wants you. Someone is wanting of your energy in some respect. It makes you feel good. So I feel like, as a young woman, I want her to be impressive for more than one thing. I want you to be impressive on camera for more than just your looks. For instance, Milan. As much as there's a whole bunch of controversy, when we met Milan, as beautiful as she is, no makeup, very sexy woman, her being a DJ was one of the main things I heard about. Okay, I got you. I got you. It's 111 here, but it's the same thing. Milan has a lot of depth, and you can see it. So that's the only thing. Like, and it reminded me of Carisha and Diddy. She like, I don't know, and I was just kind of like, Carisha, at the end of the day, girl, I ain't gonna give you no advice. You a millionaire fucking a billionaire. I don't have no advice for you, young girl. But I'm gonna say this: there are some things that money ain't got nothing to do with. And a nigga being 52 and you being 28 and 29 makes me worry for the young woman. Because the young woman thinks that she has a grasp on things in a way that she really doesn't yet. And the 52-year-old man has a grasp on things in a way that he doesn't want her to know he has a grasp on things, right? So for me, there's something happening where Carisha is like, nah, I'm good. I got it. I'm in control. I'm on top of it. You know what I'm saying? But as a young woman, remembering being a young woman myself, also being, around older people, being mature for my age and all of that shit. Let's have a conversation when you're 33 about Diddy. And I just want to hear what you have to say then. That's all. I want to I don't begrudge you. Have fun, live it up, hop on top, Diddy's dude. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, get that bag, get the Revolt TV Connect, get Carisha Please, get the money popping, all that shit. All that shit. I don't begrudge you. Young girl, live your life. Okay? Because life is an experience. But I do want to hear what the experience boils down to in about a good 3-4 years. I want to hear about what you feel about him then. I want to know what you think about him then. That's all. That's all. But anyway, I say all that to say, young women, be careful with these older niggas, and be careful when they see you solely as a sexual object, because they act like there's some sweetness to it, but it's only sweetness so they can get your juice. And after they get your juice, the sweetness is gone. You know what I'm saying? And they will treat you any old kind of way. So be careful when you lead with your sexuality in your interactions with everybody, because they will use that and take advantage of that, because they will view it as a weakness, regardless of the fact that you think it's a strength. older men or men that see women, as a sexual object exclusively, they will use that to take advantage of you, and you just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? How it's happening. Oh, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the conversation. Yeah, Carisha unfortunately is gonna play her own game with Diddy. Something tells me she gonna get lost in the sauce. It felt that way a little bit. I'm not sure just yet. I hope not. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's just fun, and when it's over, it's over. But a piece of me, Cassie woke up and heard exactly. A piece of me feels like he's still doing the same thing that he's always done, and she might be a different version of a woman, but the situation will eventually have the same outcome, which is what her realizing that he was siphoning her energy in some capacity. And which is why I'm not mad at her for the podcast and all of that, because you need to get what you can get while you can get it. And I think that's her mindset. And so I don't feel bad for Carisha. I ain't looking down on her, nothing. Do your thing. But I do want to hear what you got to say in a few years if there's something different to be said. If there's something different to be said. But we'll see. But Asar and Tanisha are going on a date. Good for them. We move on to Otis and Charlie. They say they didn't stay together for the kid. Lies. Asia points out daughters change a man. They make him softer. I'm sorry, Egypt. Please shut the fuck up. Charlie says he has it in him. Charlie, you hope he has it in him. But I would just like to remind you, you cry, he doesn't respond. Chris and Milan come out, and Otis insists he wasn't threatened by Chris. The lies you tell. You were threatened by the fact that his hairline isn't disappearing. Charlie says it was hard to open herself up and focus on Chris because she was so focused on her relationship. Yeah, we can tell. You were, sitting there like an abuse victim on almost every date. Hold up, let me put the other picture back up. I don't have a picture on my line, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna pull up those receipts though. Charlie says, okay, so we move on to Milan. Milan is the girl that Otis went on the date with the most times. Okay, he went on like 3 or 4 dates with her, if I can recall. Hold up, y'all. I need to pull up my Twitter so I can pull up these receipts. But either way, she came out the gate saying how he, Otis, texted her. Okay. I mean, he texted her, he DM'd her, and she said both text and DM'd. I think that he had only shown her the DMs. Otis had only shown Charlie the DMs, and I think he had deleted some of the DMs as well. Okay. But she was acting like, it was actual factuals or some shit. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, sharing my screen. Charlie was defending him. It was obvious that she and him had a conversation prior to the reunion show, so that so that they would have an understanding. Oh yeah, I saw the text messages. I saw what was said, girl. He showed you what he wanted you to see. He deleted some of the DMs, and he probably didn't show you the text messages. Milan, I feel like, was more bothered than she's letting on. I believe the relationship definitely probably was a little bit more than what we're being told, because Milan, to me, calling them delusional and saying how ridiculous it was and wanting to let Charlie know what it was, I feel like was also coming from a place of wanting to put him on blast because he had done something to bother her. Like, at least that's the way it feels to me, but I could be wrong. But either way, let's go ahead and look through. Okay, she says this is her, I believe. And so I think it's her in blue, right? Is it her in blue, y'all? Let me know, because I be forgetting how iPhone works sometimes, even though I have one. Yeah, okay. So it says, hey, I'm here between Kroger and the spot. I don't know if I even like going in there and dealing with all that. I really just wanted to talk to you. She said, okay, coming. He said, okay. And so you made it. I did. Was just about to ask you the same. What makes you hesitant to kiss me? Be honest, because I'm not sure if I want to yet. He says, elaborate. She says, I just don't know if I want to yet. He says, I just don't believe that. She says, why not? He says, people know if they want to kiss someone, you might just be scared to, and that's fine. And she said, what you doing? I'm not scared, just not sure. He said, sleep. And okay, I got you. I'm almost always sure if I want to kiss someone within the first date or two. I never had to think about it, but that's just me. Because you're a man. Because you're a man. Women definitely have to think about different things. We don't just think about sexually being attracted to you. We also think about how you're going to take advantage of us once we open up to you in that way. Okay, if you will take advantage, you know, because sometimes you kiss a guy because you like him and then he start putting his nasty ass cigarette tasting tongue all down your throat. You don't know. Okay, but anyway, she said, yeah, that's you. Plus, I'm not really a big kisser. And so this was the next day, right? They was texting the night before. So he said, good morning. And he said, shame, LOL. He is way more talkative in these fucking text messages than I ever remember him being on the show. He says, oh, wait, I'm sorry. She texts, LOL, how are you this morning? He said, tired, but well. How are you, cutie face? And she said, I'm good, eating a bowl of chili right now. How is filming going? He said, good, getting it done. Then he said, how long you over there? This is how you know they were having conversations off. Like they were having conversations in another space. Because that don't even make sense. How long you over there? Over where? They were having conversations that either were deleted. She deleted some things from these texts, I believe. Or, yeah, I think she deleted some things from these texts. Anyway, how long you over there? All night? What time you coming over? Text me, babe, we shooting. Not text me, babe, we shooting. I'm here doing DJing till like 12-ish. Okay? So that was Tuesday night. Then we got Wednesday morning. Good morning. Hey, I thought you would have hit me when you got off. Okay? Then she said, good morning, but the time I got off, I was so tired, I went straight home. He said, I would have liked you to communicate that. And she said, I'm sorry, love. You're absolutely right. What you doing? See, this shit right here make me feel like something happened. Like, I know that it sound like he was expecting her to text him when she stopped working, but what time you coming over? Text me, babe. We shooting. I'm DJing till like 12. Good morning. Hey, I thought you would have hit me when you got off. I don't know. Something about this interaction make me feel like they fucked or something happened in between these text messages. Because then she like, I'm sorry, love. You're absolutely right. Why would you say that if you ain't really feel like dealing with him? Why are you going back and forth text for text if he was checking for you, but you wasn't checking for him? It was some mutual shit going on. He says he at the dealership. What you getting into? Oil change, filming today. I'm off today. What you doing? And then nothing. What you doing? Morning. Okay, so I feel like at some point when he texted her and she didn't text him back, he felt the way. So when she texted him back, he then waited until the next day to text her back. Morning. Hey, sorry, I'm just seeing this. How are you? That's a lie. To me, he did that on purpose because she didn't respond when he was trying to get in contact with her earlier. Okay. Anyway, I mean, I could be reading into this, but either way, reading these text messages makes me feel like a lot is being left out. I'm doing well. How are you? Good morning. I'm very well in this cold rain, but good. And you, y'all texting every morning? Why are you texting every morning if you ain't attracted to somebody? That don't even make sense. Y'all, the only time you text in the morning like this is when you want to fuck. I'm telling y'all, this type of texting on a daily basis, I want to fuck you, or I fucked you and liked it and want to fuck you again. That's what this feels like to me. I could be wrong. I'm cleaning up as of now. Cool. We about to walk into set again. Just wanted to say hello. Might get a chance to text through the day. Tell me something good. I love hugging you. Actually, that's why I needed a real one the other day. Felt amazing. What the fuck did I say? I knew they had met up. You were able to actually connect with my energy. I mean, they might be talking about the previous date, but for me, no. I think that something more than we even thought happened between them. And I just want to say that I was not even assuming that Otis was actually like out here cheating on Charlie. But those text messages and his comfortability talking to that girl and the way he was telling her, I expected you to hit me up and all of that, that tells me that he's talking to other girls in this same capacity. That's what that tells me. I'm sorry, but you don't know her like that. So the fact that you already kind of with this possessiveness and all of that type of shit, nigga, You talk to other girls all the time. That's why you got to keep playing mind games with Charlie, so Charlie doesn't trust herself, so that she doesn't really know what's going on. I feel like he absolutely is a cheater, and I wasn't even giving him all of that. So when y'all tell me that I'm hard on men, and I'm telling y'all that I wasn't even going in on him in disrespect to find out that this is how he out there like that, no. Believe these niggas know what they doing. Believe you don't need to cut them no slack. Believe if they not showing up, it's because they don't want to show up. Because that shit right there let me know that he really out here like that. And I wasn't even giving him credit for that. I wasn't. Milan was too hurt when he didn't admit the truth. That's why I know it was more, and he do this all the time. You better make a good point. Okay. And yes, clearly they became intimate physically or emotionally. I never met a chef that wasn't a hoe. They don't even need a personality. Yeah, because cooking, child. I'm glad my daddy wasn't a chef, because cooking is a very like caring act. I didn't think he was a cheater at first either. Wasn't even on my mind like that. She also said Otis told her Charlene wanted to be on the show and asked him to come with her because they were friends, and she believed him at first. Ooh. Oh, he was really out here. I'm gonna have to watch that interview in full since she giving tea like that. But you know, I didn't go and watch it because I just kind of already understood based on the text messages that something was going on between the two of them. And I knew it though. I feel like I knew it. And I said it back then, but the way he kind of brushed it off, I was like, all right, I'm gonna let it go. But nah, it really felt like he was talking to that girl. All while on the show to figure out your relationship. He's a mess. Charlie brought this lesson though. Listen, I don't think she gonna take heed to it. You aren't going too hard on them at all. Thank you, Hannah. She went over the text messages and DMs in her interview, a little black book. In the words of Giselle, R.I.P. She the pumpkin eater. Okay, you gotta read the D. Okay, Jamie, thank you for the super chat. Milan being an abuse victim was the perfect prey for Otis. Wow, she was. I'm joking about him joking about it was so gross. Then he used it against her to con Charlie. Thank you, Jamie, for the super chat. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go get into that interview. And Milan liked him. That's why she's coming to Charlie as a woman. I know. I don't feel like it was to hurt Charlie. I feel like it was because she was mad at him. I don't think it was to hurt Charlie. It was him saying she must have great box when she told him her ex was abusive. That showed his true nature to me. Damn, I missed that portion. Hey, Devin, thank you for the super chat, love. Never watched this show, just showing some love. Why old dude in the bottom right look high? You tell me, okay? Because the nigga was sweating something terrible on that show, okay? Now that Chef T is accurate. Wow. We didn't think he was a cheater because he has absolutely zero charm. But that's why. And I felt like that. Oh my God. I hate when I be right like that. And I let it go. Because I absolutely felt like he was not, like he was doing that emotional detachment shit because he didn't want us to see how he actually moves. So if he doesn't say anything, if he doesn't show any emotion, then he's not showing you how he really moves. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's so crazy. He turned it off on the camera. Yes. But let's go ahead and move on from there. Milan ended up saying that he was lying. It's sad, it's delusional. He barely gave it any energy. Charlie tried to defend him, but Charlie know what it is. But she pregnant, so what's she gonna do? These women who support Otis, who are they? Who are they? I don't listen, Stony. That's why I said I didn't need to watch it. I don't feel like Milan was being venomous in any way. I don't think she was being malicious. I don't think it was to get it to go out against Charlie. Like, I really don't feel a negative way about Milan at all. I really don't. So I feel like I feel like, yes, I feel like Otis is a sociopath. I feel like something is wrong with Otis. And Charlie just thinks he's a prize. So she's going to try to hold on, and she's going to be swinging from, the bottom part of the airplane. I hope she don't fall. Is Kenneth really from New Orleans? I thought he had a dip. He is not from New Orleans. I told y'all that from the very beginning, that he was adding on too much. The accent isn't legit. because he's from Baton Rouge. He said that. He said he was from Baton Rouge. He's not from New Orleans. That is two totally different places with two totally different accents. There are not many people from Baton Rouge that have a New Orleans accent. He from Baton Rouge, but was living in New Orleans for the last 12 years. And guess what? He from Baton Rouge. And guess what? He dressing like he from where? Baton Rouge. Okay. Kenny act like he on hard drugs, not just drunk. I ain't gonna say nothing, but that sweating on stage, the way he was doing all that leg shaking and shit. But I told y'all his accent was fake, and I told y'all because Baton Rouge people don't talk like us. And y'all was like, everybody talk different. By there, people arguing with me about shit they don't know about, which I thought was hilarious. How the fuck you gonna argue with me about some shit that I actually know about? Because I'm from here. Like I've lived in both places. Okay. Listen, and it's not even like that, but I just don't like when people do that. Like, be where you from. Like, you not from here. It's okay. But there's a difference. Baton Rouge is way more country than New Orleans. New Orleans is a city type place. So people are a little bit more, a little like a shinier country. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas a little bit more city, a little bit more slick. You know what I'm saying? It's the difference between Juvenile and Lil Boosie. Okay? All right. Karma Taylor, thank you for the super chat. You are dead on with Shorty and Kenneth. I wish more people really understood what the face of domestic violence looks like. She could not walk away freely. It's not that easy. It's not. And I don't understand how people act like they don't recognize that when it's all over the place. But that's because a lot of young women have been conditioned to think crazy nigga shit is good. Oh, he just love you, girl. He just love you. That's why he's stalking you. Ken definitely on drugs, pills or something. Shorty said he had a job but never had money. Signs of an undercover drug addict. She did say that. What keeps Charlene holding on to Otis is his hope that he has it in him, and it's not. He don't. It's not there. Everyone in the South Louisiana talk different. I'm from Lafayette. People be like, "You sound like you from New Orleans." I be like, "No, I'm not." Okay, listen. I'm gonna tell you, there are some people who do, especially if they have like family members, like really, y'all know where the money resides. He's not from New Orleans, but it's a little blend. It's not New Orleans accent, y'all. It really is more of a country, but it sometimes sounds like us. Kevin Gates does not sound like us. I don't know what he sound like, but he don't sound like us. But what I was saying is that Kenneth is putting on. Kenneth is pretending to sound more New Orleans than he does. Okay? And I know that because New Orleans people do not say girl. Say girl. I had never heard that shit until I moved to Baton Rouge after Katrina. We say girl, furl. Okay? We those, okay? We don't Like New Orleans people don't it ain't in our throat for us to nothing. It's very much you know what I'm saying? Why whatever then like that. You know what I'm saying? Like our shit is a little bit more like laid to the side a little bit on the slick shit of the vocal cords. Like they shit be like real, good and real rounded country type sounds. Like our shit ain't rounded like that. Okay. Listen, thank you, Devin. People stay trying to be from here. Look at Charmaine from Black Ink. That accent always give them away. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we be trying to say. And just like your girl said, it is not Atlanta. Like people want to be from the main place. So they'll say that that's where they're from. And that's not where they're from. And it's okay. But what are you lying for? Like, that's all. Okay? Slidell. It's not New Orleans. It's been over a week since I caught a live in this hospital. Oh, I hope you're doing well, my love. I am. I'm gonna pray for you, girl. I hope you're okay. They all want to be from New Orleans, but LA baby, you're not from here. We our own country in the state of Louisiana. We really are. No, Charmaine is from Slidell. Charmaine is from Slidell. Charmaine people from New Orleans. Charmaine is from Slidell. which is a little bit past, nigga said, tell him spell chopper too. Which is past the east where I grew up at. I grew up in New Orleans East. That's what it's called. Okay. All right. Anyway, moving on from there, Ken and Shorty. They have not spoken. He called her every single day for the first 4 months. She changed her phone number. She blocked him on social media, but he still emails her stuff like he's downstairs. She moved into a high-rise apartment with security, so he can't just pop up outside her house the way he used to. He says, girl, stop all that fucking lying right now. You ain't nothing but a manipulator and an opportunist that destroy everything if it ain't fit to your liking. And I'm like, I hate when I can tell that a man has heard someone criticize him, and so he takes the exact wordage used to criticize himself and projects it onto the person that he's in argument with. So to me, because she is. Okay. I think people get tired of describing a small city. So when people say New Orleans, they probably think we think close enough. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, okay. I know, right? What was Kenny saying in the emails? Niggas writing 4-page letters. I'm sorry about them cutting grass in the background, y'all. They won't be long though. He says he met her when she was working at a small radio station. Hold up, let me put my shit back up. He said he met her when she was working at a small radio station, making $25,000 a year. Okay, and then he said she ain't had nothing in her freezer but some frostbitten quarter legs. And I'm like, boy, what? Are you really trying to rip her on what she had in her refrigerator when you moved into her apartment? If that don't remind me of Love After Lockup, nigga complaining about crumbs on the stove, can't afford a stove. Like, nigga, how you gonna talk about what's in the refrigerator? Can you afford a refrigerator? Wait, you can afford a refrigerator. Can you afford a place to plug in a refrigerator? Can you afford the energy bill? Okay. Anyway, he denies it. When she said that he tried to take $2,500 from her, he would like take her phone and cash app himself money from her phone. He denies it. Egypt says, but you stayed. I hate when people say shit like that, y'all. I hate when people say shit like that because I'm not with him now. So no, I didn't stay. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? It's almost like you stayed though, so you must be lying, right? Because why would you stay with a man who was doing all of this to you? And I'm like, what you mean in a world where women barely expect men to take them on fucking dates? We surprised that a woman who allowed a man to misuse her? Are we really surprised by that in 2022? When the language to women is, what are you bringing to the fucking table? And we surprised that she was taking care of this nigga? What are y'all talking about? I can't stand when people ignore the society we live in as if a lot of women aren't in Shorty's position, as if a lot of women aren't in Charlie's position. More women are in Shorty's position than Charlie's in real life. In real life, more women are with men that they're having to help take care of while being abused and cheated on by these niggas than they are with men that have full jobs taking care of them and paying all the bills and cheating on them. Like, no. Most women are Shorty dealing with a Kenneth, and y'all are actually on TV and on the internet acting like, what? I can't believe she stayed. This is so crazy. No, it's not. It's actually a fucking normalcy, apparently. It's sad, but it's a normalcy nonetheless. Okay? Egypt says, but you stayed. And Shorty says, I couldn't leave without consequences. I love that Shorty was like, I'm so glad you said that. She says that he did things, with the consequences. Y'all know we've talked about it several times, all of the different things that Kenneth would do to keep Shorty from leaving him. He denies berating her on her job's Facebook page, but her job says he accidentally emailed them from his email because he had other ones, and he accidentally emailed her job from the wrong email, and that's when they found out that it was him. He says that she assumed it was me because they was into it at the time. Shorty says he told me he was going to do it in an email. Okay. So basically he would threaten her. She would break up with him. He threatening her, and then he would do the shit. Okay. And then that will force her, I guess, to feel like, well, if I get back with him, he'll stop trying to destroy my life. It's called being an abuse victim. You don't know exactly what to do. Okay. He says that she came back for the dick, basically. And so what is that supposed to mean? She came back for the dick. What is that supposed to mean? Like, yeah, that happens. When all that's good in the relationship is penis. Yeah, women go back and cheat, especially when you beg them to come back, when you use their children against them. You know, I love you and you like a son to me and all of this bullshit. Shorty even talked about how he wasn't being there for his daughter, but pretended that he was. Kidnapped his daughter, took his daughter over state lines for the summer. And she found out later on that his baby mama did not tell him that he could take the baby to Atlanta or to Georgia where they were living. And he did it anyway to prove to Shorty that he wasn't a deadbeat dad because she was asking him about his kid. Y'all, to me, it seems as if he was going through a lot to make it seem as if he was a different type of man. And it's annoying to me because I feel like over the years, we have definitely seen men and women, but a lot of times men perpetrate on a extreme level to the point where you feel like, why you just didn't go to school and put some real effort in if you was going to be doing all of these gymnastics to make somebody believe you had more than you actually have. You could have just went and got the shit for all of this. The mama said he wasn't paying child support. So no, I'm not giving my daughter over to you when you haven't even really been spending time with her as it is, and you haven't been paying child support. But you want me to give my daughter up to you for the summer? So he just took her, apparently. She said the police were involved in everything. Bohem and Otis are classic textbook narcissists. They go out of their way to attack your character to make you look crazy. Hold up, say what? He kidnapped his daughter? Yes, that was a part of the shit that Shorty was talking about in a Little Black Book interview. Men are vindictive, manipulative, and will get violent. Remember when he threatened her with, you gonna be my best friend? Like he was gonna force some type of relationship with her. Yeah, and that's what he's been doing ever since with the stalking. Shorty only wanted the D. He had nothing else. No, he didn't. D must be real good. Egypt, Dr. Nicole, and the producers would rather not address what Shorty was really going through because it would prove they care more about making a show than real people's lives. Yeah, because if you acknowledge that he was abusing her, why would y'all have not cut this shit a long time ago? Instead, Shorty says that Dr. Nicole the entire time would just keep telling her, well, you know, you should just leave him. You should just leave him. You know, you should just leave him. Yeah, bitch, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do, bitch. Help me. Anyway. So he says that he moved from New Orleans, Louisiana. He had to let y'all know where he was living. Okay, he was willing to make that sacrifice because he was so weak and so drawn to her and attracted to her that he lost himself. But baby, she ain't that. In America, know that. Egypt asked if he's okay because he seems angry. I said, oh, you noticed it, huh? You noticed that he seemed a little upset, Egypt, because it seemed like y'all was here to make excuses for his big ass. Okay. Anyway, what else? He said he's passionate. Boy, bye, sweating and shit. Shorty says, I never said he didn't work. Not once. Egypt says, you said it without saying it. And she says, he knows how much I make because he's digging into my financial records. Egypt asked if it was the first time. And Shorty says, no, he tried to take that $2,500 from her. He denied it. Egypt says, but you stayed. She says, I couldn't leave without consequences. He denies that. Says that it was about the dick. Egypt says, why did you bring him on TV to humiliate him? She says that wasn't her intention, but she should be able to walk away when she's ready without changing her phone number and hiring security, which she had to do. She had to hire security for the reunion show, and she had to change her phone number that she had for years. Egypt turns to Ken and tells him, you can't attack a woman because she says something you don't like. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me y'all understand that he's attacking her for saying something that he doesn't like, even though it's the truth? So why is it bashing? Why is it bashing then? Like, to me, it's almost like, yeah, we know he crazy, but girl, don't tell him he crazy. That's mean. Girl, what? She actually turned to him and told him he couldn't continue to attack a woman because she said something he didn't like. But y'all are making excuses for him and trying to make it seem like Shorty was just as abusive to him verbally as he was to her. No. Egypt is like, she doesn't want to get back together with you. You need to understand that. That's it. I'm like, the fact that you even had to lean over the sofa to explain that to him says a lot, Egypt. So Tavi Hollywood and My Asia came out. Hollywood wants reimbursement for the necklace that Kenneth threw out. He was like, "Why don't you come on down to the Jazz Fest? I got you." Or something like that, he said. And I'm like, I don't know how that makes sense. Like, I don't know how him wanting reimbursement for the necklace that you destroyed. I don't know how that's the same thing as him coming to the Jazz Fest. If I don't know what that means. Like, everybody can get into the Jazz Fest for free. If you somebody or know somebody, you can get into the Jazz Fest for free. So I don't even know like what he's talking about. Anyway, did he say Jazz Fest? Child, I don't even know. Anyway, My Asia, I don't have a picture of My Asia, but My Asia looked a mess. My agent said she was just joking when she said may the best woman win. I said, no, you weren't. You weren't joking. You really thought you was about to compete for this nigga. And then you found out he was crazy. And now you on stage saying that you're not ready to be in a relationship with him. He's not ready to be in a relationship because, he has a lot that he needs to get strong with before he can lead. Before he can lead her, but he needs guidance. Okay, so I'm about to come back on camera for this. So My Asia, my good girl, My Asia. I'm sorry I said you looked a mess because I feel like you're not gonna hear me after this, but I need for you not to take this bullshit that you say right here into any other relationship. She says she understands him, but he has a lot he has to get strong with before he can lead her, but he needs guidance. So explain to me again why a man who you identify needing guidance should ever be in a position to lead you. You are younger than him, yet for some reason you feel like he needs guidance, he needs patience. She says he wants oh yeah. Shorty says he wants women with something to lose so he can use it against you so that he can stay where he wants to be. That is in fact true. And that's why Shorty said you're with women outside of your league. And there was a whole editing situation where they made it. And I still feel like telling him he want women out of his league wasn't that fucked up. Like, it's the truth of the matter. And I feel like, y'all really be out here like, that was so mean. A lot of people didn't like when you said that, he wants women out of his league. And it made it seem as if you were being superior to him. And I was like, motherfucker, if I'm paying all the bills, what do you think is going on here? If a man is making money, but he's living in my house, he's not wanting to pay bills like that, he's asking me for money, he's taking me out on dates that I pay for, while wanting me to tell the world that he's paying more bills than he is. Does that not make her in a better position than him? Does it not? Oh, she thinks she's better than him. Does that not make her in some ways better than him because she can take care of herself better than he can? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Women are supposed to want men out of their league for the most part, even though Shorty doesn't feel that way. But women are supposed to strive to have men to take care of them because that's a society that we live in. We live in a society where women need a man in order to have full validation in the community. I don't know if y'all recognize that. Even as a YouTuber, y'all wouldn't really believe or fuck with a lot of the shit I say if I wasn't walking around with a ring on my finger and a 10-year plus relationship. Y'all wouldn't care about anything I had to say like that. Y'all wouldn't believe me. Y'all would be looking for reasons to make it seem as if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about if I were single and living this exact same life. Y'all would think I wasn't worth this much. But because I have a husband and I have a man, I am now worth more to you. My advice is worth more to you. So men are always going to be a come up for women in this society. It doesn't even matter when it comes to the money. Having a man is a come up in any capacity in this society. Like, and I know people don't like to admit that shit, but that's the truth of the matter. Jamie, thank you for the super chat. He's a good person, but no, he ain't. He's not a good person. He's not a good person. And I don't like when we compare how women show up in the world versus how men show up in the world, ignoring the double standard that women are supposed to be taken care of and men are supposed to, in fact, take care of women. And at the end of the day, if you don't believe in that societal norm, then that's fine. That's fine. But are we really going to act like, you know, there was something wrong with Shorty not liking that she was deceived, not liking to take care of him in that respect? He agreed to something 50-50. And then we find out that if he gets mad at her, he wants to take the money back from the bills like he's not still living there. Y'all, that's not 50-50. That's not a man doing his part. She wasn't even asking him to pay all the bills. She was asking him to pay half without trying to take the money back from her later on, which is what he was doing. Makai, thank you for the super chat. Bondy, you would be worth the same as a single woman. You're very intelligent. However, as a young woman who's only 20, some older women are single and bitter and give bad advice. It's about discernment. I agree. I agree. Listen, I have heard a lot of bad advice from women when I was growing up. A lot of bad advice. Okay. I'm so glad I had the discernment to ignore a lot of the shit that they told me. You know, thank you for the super chat. And I appreciate you saying that. And listen, I know that I'm valuable. I know that. But I also know how in the world, on social media, I get brownie points because I got a man. I'm not asking for him. But I know that a lot of people would be happy to disregard me if they didn't see the 6'3", you know, man standing next to me, all up and through my shit, you know. Me and him are his Abby. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there are people who have went to my husband's page trying to find a way to dress me down about what I say. But because they can't, because we don't do that bullshit, like, you ain't gonna know my shit. You're aware of your privilege. Yeah, I am absolutely aware of the fact that there is a privilege in the fact that I have a man. Because in the world, me having a man validates me for some people. Not for all, but for some. I definitely feel like it's an age thing also. Yeah, pretty much in some respect. But I feel like regardless in this society, a woman that has a man, you're always going to view her like in some respect, she's doing better than a woman that doesn't have one. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think some of the single girls live an absolutely impeccable life. Okay, impeccable. Yes, I've had my advice ignored because I'm purposefully single. I don't have to be married to tell you to leave someone who's giving you multiple black eyes. Child, when I tell you, and not just a man, a husband, society places value on married women as having been found worthy. Yes, that's another thing. That's another thing. He's not, I don't just have a boyfriend. I have a husband. I am somebody's wife. Absolutely, you know, absolutely a privilege. Absolutely. And in this society, absolutely seen as making me more valuable. I may not necessarily feel that way at this point in my life, but that's how I was taught to believe that me being chosen by a man, especially a man that other people want. Yeah. Yep. I know some girls in relationships who are struggling financially and they're envious of their single friends. I'd be so lost. You shouldn't be struggling with a boyfriend or husband. Hell no. That don't even make no sense. Child, I'm still trying to understand Letitia Scott being arrested for fucking shoplifting in 2009 when she was 28 years old, married with a child. We gonna get into it. I know we've been talking too long about put a ring on it. Somebody asked for me to do it by itself, and I should have. She said because I don't think I'm gonna be able to do the call in because we have something to do at 2:30. I'm hoping that maybe Lyric can do that by himself. She says he wants women with something to lose so he can use it against them. He calls her a manipulating opportunist, and no woman her age is going to accept him and all his bullshit like she's done for 3 years. Oh, a white woman will. A white woman will. And maybe some other like black girl with low self-esteem. But for the most part, Kenneth will be able to find him another non-black woman who feels insecure in her own community and feels special whenever a black man who looks like, a sex god walks into her life. She'll think, she's so lucky. But I think he's the manipulating opportunist. How is she an opportunist? She was on the radio and had her stature and in her career, regardless of whether you were in the picture of not or not. You needed her to get on this show. You needed her to have all of these eyes on you. She said she also asked him to stop posting on that YouTube page, send a cease and desist. Ken say he got a movie coming out. I don't care. When I say you need to have a therapist come into a seat near you. You need to go get some fucking therapy and then help yourself. Because you seem volatile, out of control, and a fucking mess. Ooh, Bondi, we need to know that we're grown for Baby Boy because that's the movie that had the community in a choke. It is. It is. You being married doesn't hold status for me. I feel you because it is real and you're my biggest in my mind. I see where you're coming from. No. Listen, all of y'all who don't feel like that, I'm glad y'all don't feel like me having a husband, makes me more valuable. I'm glad y'all feel like that. I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm valuable either way. Personally, just as a person, like I feel like I'm valuable no matter what, just because I'm me at the end of the day. But in this society and on social media, and when it comes to talking about women and men in relationships and boundaries and all of that type of shit, and being, and not letting these men take advantage of you wanting to feel sorry for them, even though you should not. Yeah, y'all wouldn't believe me, or y'all would think I was on bullshit, or I was bitter, or my advice wasn't worth taking if I didn't have a man. Specifically if I didn't have a husband. But girl, it's stupid. Bonnie, thank you for breaking down domestic violence for those who know nothing about it. I don't understand how y'all don't be knowing. Child, I don't understand how y'all don't be knowing about it. I mean, I just be wanting to know what communities do we live in, because I feel like domestic violence is something that is done in every community. You're valuable enough. Thank you. I love y'all. I'm single by choice and value. I know that's right. And listen, single girls, I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying that y'all are not, because I don't feel that way at all. But I know how society feels. I know how these niggas feel, oh, you over a certain age and all of that bullshit, man. All that shit bullshit. I feel like your life being, listen, black girl, if you a black girl, if your life is to your suiting, if you enjoying your life, if you living nice, if you living good, whether you got a man or not, if you got some dick that slide through or some vagina that slide through, you know what I'm saying? And you get to go home to your house and it was exactly how you left it, girl. I remember what it was like when I was single. I was happy then too. Okay? I was happy then too. Okay? No, you gotta wait for me to get to Letitia. That's gonna be at the end. I gotta get to Love and Marriage DC that I haven't even talked about yet. But the reunion was a lot. There was a lot of shit talked about. Y'all know how I can pontificate, whatever. Okay, y'all know if I get on here for a live, it's gonna be a conversation. Okay, this is a patriarchy, period. I saw my dad punching my stepmom when we were eating, so I know when I see abuse. Listen, woo! I'll be single and happy with peace than with a man miserable. I know too many like that. And see, to me, and this is what I'm on. If I was ever in a position where I wasn't happy in my marriage, I wouldn't be married. Like I don't care that much. And the funny thing about it is, even though I was raised that being somebody's wife made you valuable, more valuable, don't think it's true, but that's how I was raised. But ultimately, like as an adult woman now, if at any point that I don't want to be somebody's wife anymore, I mean, like, okay, don't get me wrong, y'all. I don't feel that way. Like, I feel like I should be somebody's wife until I'm out of here. That's the goal. And shit, I ain't left yet, nigga. It's been a minute. We've been together for a while, and I don't see myself leaving today or tomorrow or even next year for that fact. Okay, we're good. All right, just to say. But I say all that to say if I was a single woman, I wouldn't hate my life either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't hate my life if I was single. I'd have a few slides. You know what I'm saying? I'd have my career. I'd probably travel way more. You know, like I'd do more. I just do more. I would keep myself busy. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be no out here sitting at home feeling sorry that I ain't got no man. Girl, I would be in the streets. Okay, where are we going? What are we doing? I'm taking a day trip to Miami. What's going on? Okay, girl, at this point in my life, what? With 34-year-old Bondi, girl, 34-year-old Bondi is gone, girl. We're out. I would not be upset about it. Teresa, thank you for the super chat. Just dropping some hearts before I had to drop off shortly. All right. Have a good one, love. There's also a lot of emotional abuse going on. Yes, all over the place, child. All over the place. That's why I'm like, how you don't see it, child? But I think it's because people just don't understand what they're seeing. They're seeing it, but they don't understand it. You know, the women we always say look so young for their age tend to be single and sometimes childless. Well, there's that. So y'all, let's get into Love and Marriage DC. Chris and Monique, y'all. Okay, let's start it off. So Chris and Monique have tapped out of the conversation. I'm gonna tell y'all, when we do the Ooh Ladies First panel this upcoming week, I really feel like I'm not going to have any opinion whatsoever on Chris and Monique any longer. I am not, like, I'm just on my channel, I'll discuss it, but like amongst like panels, other conversations, I'm just not doing it anymore. Once I am done saying my point about it on here, I'm just gonna leave it up to everybody else. I'm getting to a certain point now where I understand things a certain way. You don't understand it a certain way. I don't want to keep arguing about the shit. And people in the comments, when we get on the panel, they be doing a lot trying to like make us argue even more and all of that type of shit. So I'm just like, now when it comes to Monique, however everybody feel, that's how they feel. I am acquiescing. I don't care. Chris and Monique have tapped out of the conversation at the beginning of the episode about what Chris and is not doing and what Monique is needing from him at this point in their relationship. So they stopped talking. She was like, fine, I don't care no more. Fuck it. And I was just kind of like, that's how you should have been from jump. You should have came back and just let it be. But I know type A personality. You want to be in control of everything. You want to try to fix everything. You want to be on top of everything. But the best thing you can do is just to completely kind of let go. And she's fighting so hard because she wants it to work. But as a woman, I feel like the greatest lesson that I learned in my marriage was sometimes you have got to take your hands off the wheel. Like, you just got to lay down with your boundaries are. Once you figure out as a woman what you need and what you want, this is what I need, this is what I want. If you can't accomplish this, then I guess we don't have nothing else to talk about. And then you go on about your way and start to live your life and do things that make you happy and stop. Like, and they have young kids, so it's harder to stop living her life for him because he's an extension of the children and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? If she didn't have any children for him, I feel like they would be in a different position. It might actually be over. But see, because they have those 3 small children, ain't nobody leaving their loving, comfortable home for any other reason versus, if I don't leave, I'm gonna die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's leaving out of that situation that easily. That's why I don't like when people say that, oh, they're not gonna stay together. I also don't like when people say she doesn't really love him. I don't know how. I never understand how people make those types of assumptions about other people's relationships. Whenever I see people like, oh, they don't love each other, or he don't love her, or she don't love him, I need to see some like real mean shit going on for me to feel like love isn't there. Because relationships are hard, and there are times when you just don't like each other. Long-term relationships are not always lovey-dovey. Oh, I care so much about your feelings. No, sometimes, bitch, I'm feeling mine. Fuck yours. You know what I'm saying? It's how you be sometimes. So when Chris and her stop talking to each other, the producers come in to get them to talk. He comes back into the room. His tone is different. Her tone is different. And she says, listen, I'm not trying to bash you. I'm not trying to shit on you and tell you you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I'm just saying that I feel like we're not aligned, and I want us to get on balance. And she starts crying because she's like, because if I really didn't, if I didn't care, I wouldn't still be here. I wouldn't be trying so hard. And it just seemed like a lot of exasperation. And when he went to her, he put his arms under her arms and he lifted her ass up, and she was almost limp when he lifted her up. But the way he lifted her up and cradled her, and then she locked her hands behind him, she's still not happy with the situation. But the physicality that was shown in that moment showed me all I need to know as far as how I feel about people constantly saying them people don't love each other, or that she's not really into him and all of this bullshit. No, they're in a long-term relationship. Okay, they're in a marriage. When that nigga went over there and put his arms under that lady and picked her up, and she wrapped her arms around him and locked her hands around him, okay, I was kind of like, yeah, they're just going through a hard time. It's a learning, it's a transition. But it's another thing I don't like that y'all say. Y'all say that Chris, that's just who he is. He doesn't have the capacity. He's not deep. Y'all, he's just being lazy. He is deep. He does have the capacity. The way he talked to her, he basically said to her, listen, I know women think about things deeper than men. We don't usually think about things that deep. I know. And I feel like I shouldn't have to do all of this with you asking me, because I show up with the kids and I'm here every night. And she was like, but comparing yourself to the worst is not good enough for me. And honestly, that's what we be talking about. Men in this society feel like if they're not beating you, cheating on you, or dogging you out, don't ask them for anything more. Okay? How dare you ask them for anything more? You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like Chris was and it was the tone of his voice for me. Well, he said, listen, I know I haven't been doing what you said I need to do, but now I feel like I'm in like a desperation mode, and I'm going to do whatever it takes because I'm here with you and I want to be here with you. And she was like, and I want to be here with you. Shit, I would have stayed in Tanzania if I didn't want to be with you. And he was like, and I would have been in Tanzania right with you. And I was just like, oh, shut up. I hate it. Okay. Y'all just say the most outlandish shit. Y'all really say the most outlandish shit. Okay? He's content as fuck. That's what I'm saying. And she's not. And so it requires a little bit more give on his part in order for the relationship to stay connected. It's really not that hard as far as I'm concerned. Oh, you see that comment too? Child, y'all just be out here saying any old thing, don't make no fucking sense. Just say any old thing. I ain't got time. But either way, they kissed and they made up. They lived to fight another day. Jamie's daughter Ashley called him over to do some shit he don't do, like put furniture together, just so she could check him about not listening to Jason about what he wants to do with his life. Okay. And I appreciated Ashley for this, but the conversation between Jamie and Ashley brought out two main feelings for me. One, I appreciate the fact that Jamie loves Ashley no different than he loves his sons. I appreciate that energy. Absolutely. Number two, why are we always raising the daughters to be extremely capable and then coddling the dog shit out of the sons? We'll come back to it. So Winter and Monique meet up. Winter, you shady as fuck. Winter, you shady as fuck. Do you hear me? I kind of like it. But then when you get your ass read down, I kind of like that too. Just saying. Okay. So they talk about how Monique was expecting more from Chris and how she's been waiting, 10 plus years for him since he retired, I guess, for him to, just start opening up more, start living life more, being freer, whatever. Okay. And this is when Winter says in a confessional, and this is Winter's problem. Winter talks cash money shit in confessionals, but in the scene, she just sits there and thinks it behind her eyes and doesn't say it. Because in this scene, she says, I think Moni is a little bit too hard on Chris for where she is in life. And she needs to just, kind of back up and take her foot off his neck a bit. What the fuck does that mean? I'm sorry. Moni is too hard on him for where she is in life. Where is she in life? What does that mean? I'm confused by what she meant by that, because wherever Chris is in life, and I'm talking about financially because that's what I think she meant. Wherever Chris is financially in life, that's what a fuck Monique is financially in life. I noticed that there seems to be, especially amongst Black people, this separating of finances between husband and wife. What y'all don't understand about once two people get married, they money is they money. It's not his money. It's not her money. It's they money. Once people get married, that's literally what you sign on for. And another thing, outside of that, okay, let's say that they're at two different points. First of all, Chris is older. He should be in a different point in his life. Second of all, Monique is famous in her own right, has her own successful businesses, and is the person bringing you on a reality show to get more eyes on you. I'm very confused at what place we see Monique being in her life that she can't express her discomfort in her marriage without people feeling like she can't express that because of where she is in life and compared to him. Where are they in life, Winter? I think she meant where Monique is emotionally. Okay. Thank you. I'll take that. I hope that's what she meant. But it gave status. It gave, you're younger, you're going through a different, part of your life. You know what I'm saying? In comparison to the part he's going through in his life. Whatever the situation is, her saying that Monique had her foot on her husband's neck, I feel like as a wife, that would bother me. Because in my mind, if I do everything for a man, meaning that if I make sure this man eats, if I make sure this man goes to his doctor's appointments, if I make sure that this man has everything he needs on a day-to-day basis, do you really think I want to hear from other people about how I need to get my foot off his fucking neck when I'm literally a secretary and a server to him most of the time? But because I'm saying that I have an issue with him and y'all don't like the way I'm saying it, I need to get my foot off my husband's neck. You mean the big ass nigga that I had 3 big ass children for? You mean the man that I take care of? I need to get my foot off his neck. The man I take care of. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I really don't like that. And honestly, Winter, listen, I feel like Winter, at the end of the day, if Monique has her foot on Chris's neck, it did a good job, because Chris is an impeccable man to be married to. At the end of the day, they have issues in their relationship, but as a man, Chris is great, okay, on paper. All right. Your man, on the other hand, you didn't even know what his finances and where he lived. So ultimately, I feel like maybe you should put your foot a little bit more on these niggas' necks so you don't end up getting scammed. Oh, Lord, it be your own friend sometimes, girl. I'm just saying. Take my foot off my husband's neck. Oh, okay. Let me tell you something. I think Monique's type A personality, discernment, and the fact that she don't take no shit is the reason why she got a man like Chris. That's the reason why you get a man that's so impeccable, because you're so on your shit about what you're looking for and what you want, that's the man that you're gonna procure because of the type of woman that you are. Winter, put your foot on a nigga neck a little bit more next time. Put your foot on a nigga neck a little bit more next time. That way we won't have to go through scamming things. and babies with the help. I just kind of feel like Monique not going through certain things in her marriage is not just a testament to the fact that Chris is a good guy. It's also a testament to the fact that Monique chose a good guy. But see, y'all always look at it as if a woman is the one that's being chosen, not that and then at the same time, oh, she's so glad that he chose her after she finished manipulating him and gold digging into, getting with him, right? That's how y'all see her. That's like a lot of y'all, that's how y'all see her. I personally feel like it takes a certain type of smart woman to be with a man this accomplished and help him be, continue to be better, continue to do more and all of that, and not run his pockets dry. Gold diggers get with rich men and run their pockets dry. Gold diggers don't marry men, have 3 children with them, and help them create more with what they already had. That's what y'all don't understand, and that's the difference, okay? They discussed the other ladies, and Ashley saying she was bored hearing about Kevin and what DJ Fun Size was talking about at the end of the table. Then they talked about how Arena asked if Winter was a scammer. So Winter says she felt ambushed by the ladies, okay? Winter says that she hears all kinds of rumors about Quick, but she wasn't going in on Ashley about those things the way Ashley was going in on her about the Kevin situation, okay? Mo is like, I haven't heard anything about Quick. And this is when Winter says, well, for those of us that get out the house, okay, hearing news about Quick ain't breaking news, okay? So those of us who know. And Monique was like, damn, girl, the way you saying they came at you, I'm wondering if they thought you was trying to steal their man. And she was like, oh, well, DJ Fun Size doesn't meet my height requirement. And the way Jamie's drunk ass be falling asleep at the wheel, she was like, what? She was like, oh, yeah, Arena talked about, when they were going through their cheating, she would call his phone and he wouldn't answer the phone. And then he'd call her back and say he fell asleep at a stoplight. Mm-hmm. So let me say this. Winter, I don't know what conversation you think you had, but you absolutely ran all of that information to Monique as if you told those women all of that shit about their men. You said they ambushed you and you felt this way about the things that they said, and then you started going in on DJ Fun Size and the rumors about him that Ashley already brought up. And then you also brought up how crazy it looks for Arena to be telling us that Jamie fell asleep at a fucking stoplight, drunk or tired or whatever. And that's why he wasn't answering her phone calls. Winter, Monique, I'm sorry. I know because they're going to go through this episode and next episode blaming Monique for some type of misunderstanding. And I don't think there was a misunderstanding at all. I think Winter went in on them and she didn't do it in their face. She did it to Monique and she told it to Monique as if this was some shit that she had said to them in response, but she didn't. So when Monique went back and had the conversation with them later on and made it seem like Winter had said those things to Arena and Ashley, it's because that's what she thought based off of the way Winter was running her mouth. So here's the thing. I've done this many times before. If I was thinking something in my head and I'm about to go off about somebody that came at me a certain way when we were in each other's face and I didn't think about all this shit until after the fact, I would probably be like, and I ain't tell her ass this, but in my mind, I'm like, nigga, I wouldn't fuck this nigga out here, I ain't tell her that, but that's what I was thinking. And then that would have let Monique know that those thoughts were not expressed to the women. But she didn't do that. She was running that shit. Okay? She was running that shit like she told them that. And they're going to make it seem like Monique was being messy. Honestly, I don't give a fuck whether she was or not. Because ultimately it was going to come out anyway. You was talking Cash Money shit about them women husbands. Like, did you not think that was going to eventually cause an issue anyway? And I also feel like it don't even matter what Winter said about DJ Fun Size. Ashley didn't see it for her anyway. Ashley didn't like Winter anyway. Okay? The family supports Jason at his gold ball. So let's talk about Jamie and the family supporting Jason. Jason got into the independent living house. Y'all, I'm going to speak on this as somebody that don't know nothing about it, okay? because I want to preface this with saying that I don't have any children. I don't know what it's like to have a disabled child. I know what it's like to have disabled family members, and I have seen my father have to be responsible for my much older cousin who had Down syndrome and was raised in a very codependent way by her mother. And then when her mother died, my father had to take responsibility for her. And she was the type of person that would shit in the bed to get attention. So I have a certain amount of understanding, but not a lot. But what I am seeing here is that I feel like, first of all, when Jamie and Jason had the conversation after they finished playing the game, and Jamie was like, I know you feel like I don't listen to you, but I do it because I love you and I want the best for you. So when you get upset, I want you to understand my motives. Jamie, that's still not you understanding that it doesn't matter what your motives are. You are doing your son a disservice by trying to plan out his life for him. I want to know, where was Jamie during Jason's childhood? Or was Arena the only one responsible for handling Jason throughout the day, throughout his life? I feel like a lot of Black people do not take advantage of the help when they have disabled children. I think they're ashamed. I think they find it something that they can just act like it's not happening. It's a lot of different things for me that makes me feel like y'all not only coddled Jason because of his disability, but you also coddled him because he was a son. Because Jamie Jr. is coddled as well. The first scene we see of him, his mama has to tell his grown ass that she not paying for no car. It ain't about co-signing. She said, I'm not buying you a car. I'm expecting a parent to have to co-sign for their 20-something-year-old. I'm, however, not expecting for a grown 24-year-old man to be expecting his mother to pay for a whole car for him. No, I'm not. So I feel like, yes, I think Jamie was ashamed of Jason. And because of that, I think they spent a lot of time either in denial or not really dealing with Jason's disability in a practical way. Because the fact that at 21, y'all are now making the effort to make him independent, I'm low-key mad at y'all because I feel like y'all did him a disservice. And he should have been learning how to take care of himself. And if you have money and you have access and you have grandma at home cooking and mama not having to work and daddy making all this paper, I need to understand why it is that Jason was not put into appropriate schooling at a young age. So by the time he got to his early 20s, we're not now trying to get him to adjust to taking care of himself. So I don't want to judge anybody, but it felt like they coddled him and coddled the other son too, but then made sure that Ashley was able to take care of herself. I am the mother of an autistic son who moved out at 21. I received backlash from my family for doing so, but I am glad that I did because I want him to be as independent as possible. Mrs. Edith, fuck those family members. You are not supposed to raise your child to be codependent on you for the rest of his life. It doesn't matter what disability he has. It's 2022. If you are blind, if you can't hear, if you are autistic, there's access, there's programs to help children and adults become acclimated into life in the best way possible. So when you don't take advantage, I feel like it is a coddling, it is a laziness, and it is a fear probably of people taking advantage of your child out in the world. So it's easier for you to just keep them inside so you don't have to worry about people taking advantage of them. And that is a pure feeling to be protective. But you need to fight against that, because even if your child can see, you can't protect them from everything. Even if they aren't autistic, you can't protect them from everything. You know how many disabled kids get taken advantage of because their parents think holding them at a disadvantage is what's in their best interest, not talking to them about what sex is, not talking to them about what certain things are because you feel like they can't handle it, and then they end up getting taken advantage of. It's just different levels to it, but it's no different than raising a child that doesn't have disabilities. Stop fucking coddling them. Make them prepared to be independent, not to be a constant extension of you. It's just crazy. It's crazy when you think about it. And I feel like specifically with Black people, you know, and I think they want to protect their family, but I also think you're doing your kids a disservice when you don't do as much as you can to make them as independent as possible. So shout out to Miss Edith, and don't let them people ever make you feel bad. That was the best thing you could have done, is for your son to be able to live in this world with a disability as a full-grown adult and living his own life and having his own experience. Because they got a lot of people out here that aren't autistic, but they fucking asses don't need to be out here without parental supervision. And ain't nothing wrong with them. Asses need to go back to school, need therapy, need to be in somebody's hospital because they ain't right in the head, but they walking around working at the Waffle House like it's normal. Okay, you have to prepare your children no matter what. And I know it's harder. I feel like I can't even imagine. You know what I'm saying? I can't even imagine. But I also feel like This Is Us has taught me that Kate is the way to be in these situations. Get as much, learn as much, find out as much as you can. What way can we help them do this? Because really, it's just a disability in how they have to learn the world. So it's just having to figure out that you can't teach them the world in the same way that you would teach a child that doesn't have the disability. You just have to teach them the world in a different way, but they still need to learn the fucking world. Yes, right. Because they can be a Kenneth. They can be a Kenneth walking around in the world with no disabilities, but still wreaking havoc on life and being of no real quality to the society that he lives in, besides being a fucking nuisance. Okay? Yes, regardless of the circumstances, you have to give your kids the tools to survive and thrive. Okay? Literally, Kate did so much for that baby. Do you hear me? Kate wasn't playing about Lil Jack being able to live out in this world and do what he needed to do as a blind kid. Okay? And I know that's a show, but I feel like that's definitely representative of like real life blind people walking around in the world. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Bondi. I needed this kick in the butt. Mine is autistic, and my biggest fear is him being taken advantage of. You right. I can't protect him from anything. Oh, I hate when I be talking shit and then y'all end up telling me that I said something that helps y'all in real life. Oh my God. I love it though. Nah, because sometimes I be like, bitch, you just be talking. Hey, babe, what's up? Babe, what's up? Hold up. Okay. Nah, we figuring it out. Look at Ray Charles. His mama meant he wasn't gonna be handicapped. Okay. Jason should have been signed up for doors around 15, 16. 21 is the last minute. I know I used to work there. So like it just makes me wonder what's been going on in this time period. You know what I'm saying? Because he like, I'm ready to go. And it just makes me feel like, you know, they have been internalizing his disability instead of trying to figure out whatever ways to still give him all of those advantages because they have the money to. Thank you, DeQuaisha. I understand what you're saying. I have cerebral palsy and my mom can be overprotective, but in a loving way. Sometimes it makes me feel good and sometimes it can be annoying. Girl, that sounds like everybody, mama. I tell y'all, Tanya be working on my nerves all the time, but I love it anyway. Do y'all remember that TLC show with kids that had Down syndrome? Those parents were on the ball with the independent living. Yes, because you have to prepare them. If not, let me tell y'all something. I think a lot of times kids with disabilities are very well aware of the fact that they can use those disabilities to get what they want, which is why you can't allow them to think that it's a crutch. You see what I'm saying? Yes, it's a fact, but it's not a crutch. You will not use it as an excuse to not live. You will not use it as an excuse to fail. You will not use it as an excuse to be lazy about your life. And that's what a lot of people like to do. So moving on from there, the women meet at the Selfie Museum. Monique tells the women that Winter told her she felt ambushed. Ashley and Arena say she started it. Ashley says she says that it was Tasha and Winter coming at her. And I feel like they weren't coming at you. You came at her. Y'all had to sit down, and she explained that she felt a way about the way you were talking about her. It was a very simple conversation to me, Ashley. You the one that took it to where I was bored. To me, you were being disingenuous because it seemed like you had a lot of fun making fun of her with your husband. To me. Okay, two L's. Thank you for the super chat. If we can understand that we are guardians and don't own our children, we will understand our position as parents is to protect, provide, and guide them to live their own lives independently. I'm telling y'all, the ownership thing is a factor not only in the way we raise children, it's also a factor in relationships, and it's toxic in every way. In every form, you feeling like you own your partner, you feeling like you own your children, is going to turn out to be toxic. But because we were raised under a system of slavery, we don't understand that that's what it is. That's why a lot of Black parents will have such a hard time with hearing their children say they're unhappy or discomfort, have discomfort in the way they were raised or something. They can't hear it because in their minds, they're supposed to be infallible, like they're a god or like they're a slave owner. A lot of us were taught how to relate to each other based off the system of racism in which you are in ownership. And constantly, women are in ownership to men. Black people were in ownership to white people. Then you become in ownership to your job. So we're constantly thinking about ourselves in this ownership manner, and it's not healthy because in essence, you cannot own another person. I know you think you can. But that's why I don't have a bad relationship with death, because death is the great equalizer. Death is something that shows you that you may be able to take somebody's body, but you cannot take their mind, and you can't take their spirit, which means you cannot own them. Not really. That's why it's so hard for white people to control Black people. Like, think about the way, because they act like they really have full control, but if you pay attention to the way we constantly infiltrate them without trying, like for the way their mannerisms, the way they talk, the way society runs now as it pertains to what is cool is completely dictated by Black people that are considered to be the bottom of the totem pole. We affect them without even fucking trying. It's crazy. It's crazy. When you really think about it, y'all. When you unwrap it for real, for real. I saw something real crazy on TikTok. I gotta go back to this girl's page, but she was talking about the fact that it wasn't that Black people lost in slavery. It was that they started fighting in a different way, like making the consciousness of Black people go dormant so that they can make it through the violence. So when they get to another point, the mental will awaken and will still be here. Because if we would have kept doing the fighting thing with white people, then we would have all destroyed each other. When I heard that shit, I was like, damn, I need to get more into that. Because that definitely ding, 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 something dinged off inside of me when I heard her say that. I was like, that's funny, because doesn't it all feel like around this time period, 2022, ever since the pandemic, all of that, but it just definitely feels like some type of mental awakening universally. The way we see men, the way we see each other, the way we see racism, the way we see all of that. Can you say it again? She basically was saying that Black people did not lose the war with slavery. And you know how it feels like we lost because we're at the bottom and we're constantly fighting? But really, she said the ancestors realized that if we kept fighting white people in a physical way, that we would all destroy each other. So we start fighting in a different way, and we basically go dormant so that we can survive as a people. So you go dormant mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Think about how low we are right now vibrationally as a people. Like over these past few years, it's been like this huge degradation, right? And I was like, damn, that kind of makes sense, because I feel like in essence, we have been asleep. That's why everybody's talking about woke and all of that, because there's a level of sleepness that's been happening. And if you think about it, Black people have always been like a little bit ahead in some respects. So it doesn't make sense for, like, think about it, y'all. In the system of racism, we are taught in every way to hate ourselves, and most of us still don't. A lot of us do, but most of us still don't hate ourselves, even though that's what we're taught. Do you know how strong you have to be genetically as a people in order for you and your spirit to not be crushed, even though your people are trying to crush you in every way and you refuse to be crushed? Think about that. So when she said the ancestors figured out a way to fight differently, they would make us go dormant spiritually, mentally. So we're sleeping away, but we're still going through life living. So we can keep living and we can keep growing as like a people, meaning that our people don't die out. So stop fighting physically and kind of go dormant in mental and in spirit, so that you can continue to live in this fucked up environment. And once we get to a certain point, then the mental, spiritual, emotional awakening happens, and we're still here. Versus if we would have kept fighting in a physical way, then everybody would have been destroyed. Y'all, when she said that shit, I was like, damn, I never thought about it that way. Never thought about it that way. But it makes perfect sense on some shit. If you think about it, did we really lose? Are we really the weakest? Or is something different happening? Or is something different happening? It's just, something about it rang true in my spirit, y'all. It's kind of like when you take a submissive approach to get through it. And once you get to a certain place, you can rise and do more. You know what that makes me think about? Do y'all remember when everybody was like, oh, Mel stayed with Martell after the cheating happened? And then y'all noticed that Mel kind of got all her ducks in a row. And then she left. And then when she left, she blew up even more. But she had to like dull herself in the moments where she had to stay so that she could get her ducks in a row. Honestly, that it kind of does feel like that. It kind of does feel like that. It's crazy. But getting back to Love and Marriage DC, I'm sorry, y'all. These lives really do be, let's get on live and pontificate. Let me tell y'all something. Fuck all this going back and forth. Fuck all this going back and forth. Ashley, you were rude. You were disrespectful. You and your husband at that first dinner, y'all were disrespectful. Y'all were mean. Monique, you did not do anything wrong. I'm sorry. The only thing Monique did was being messy, if you want to call it that. When we know this is a fucking reality show, anything said on camera is fair game. Candy been telling y'all that. And it's because at the end of the day, they're going to see it anyway. And then it's going to become a topic of conversation. So it doesn't matter when somebody, I know we got it. It doesn't matter when somebody says something about something that was said on camera, because it's going to come out anyway. But if we want to say that Monique was being messy, then fine. Monique was being messy. But to me, they were actually acting like Monique misunderstood something about the conversation. And the only thing she misunderstood was that Winter didn't talk all of that shit to Ashley and Araina's faces. Ashley and Araina, y'all did come at Winter. Araina, you're not riding the fence. You are more on Ashley's side. So Winter is wrong about that. But when you asked her about her relationship with Ashley after Winter thought she and Ashley had resolved the shit after the dinner the first time, it let her know that y'all had talked about her thereafter, meaning that Ashley still had a problem with Winter. Winter was right about that. So Winter then invited everybody to sit down so we can discuss what the issue is, because I felt like you was coming at me. And then Araina says that, obviously there still must be an issue. So I'm trying to understand what the problem is. Ashley then gets up there and says, well, I was bored. Girl, you weren't bored. You were reveling and making fun of her for her stupid decision. Don't act like you were bored. You weren't. So to me, that was you trying to continue the shady shit between you and Winter. I don't know what Winter did to you prior to the show, but Ashley, it's felt like you didn't like the girl from the fucking beginning. I wish we knew why. But to me, it's felt like you had a strong dislike for Ashley even before anything was said or done to you, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Like I said, if you want to say, I don't think Monique was putting wait, hold up. So wait, so Monique didn't put 10 on 20. Do you mean 20 on 10? Confused. But no, I don't. I don't. Because honestly, I feel like whatever Winter did go in on them ladies' husbands. She was spilling tea. She may not have gave up any real factual information, but saying that Quick is a cheater and we heard it out in the streets and that nigga going to sleep at the wheel, you was talking shit about them ladies' husbands and you didn't say that shit to their face and you made Monique believe you said that to their face. So when Monique took the story back like, okay, she told me y'all got into it and this happened and this happened. So even if we wanted to say that Monique did it on purpose, Monique is being messy, did we not need for the shit to start shaking on this show? It's the same thing as when Candy brought the shit that Drew told her to Kenya and Marlo, and then Sheree was mad about it. I don't care. Like, y'all, I've been doing this for too long. At some point, people telling folks shit that's already happened on camera, it doesn't matter. They're going to make it seem like, oh, she was being messy. But no, Winter, you shaded the fuck out of them women's husbands, and Monique went back and said that shit to them. I don't know why you thought that that was a conversation between the two of y'all on camera. Shout out to Kimmy. Anything that's being said on camera is not said in confidence. That's not just between the two of y'all. It's gonna come out anyway. It's gonna come out anyway. And then Monique would seem like she not a good friend to Ashley or Raina if she didn't tell them the way you were running your mouth about their husbands. Come on now. So you damned if you do, you damned if you don't at the end of the day. Let me see what y'all are saying. I think Ashley's only issue was Winter is unmarried like the rest of them. You think so? The fact that most succumb means you lost or are losing. I don't know what you mean. But she didn't say that to them. She said that to her. That and Monique. No, but that's what I'm saying. She didn't say that to them. I said that already. You must have came in late. But I said when she explained it to Monique, she was talking to Monique as if she had this argument with the women. And when Ashley was coming at her, Winter was coming back at her. So when she was telling Monique that this is what happened, she never said, now I didn't say any of this to them. How many times have you been in conversation and you start talking about how somebody says something to you and then you'll be like, yeah, she said this, this, and this. And I'm like, well, bitch, da, 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 da. That sounds like you said that to her. You really didn't. That's what you were thinking, but you didn't say it to her. So to me, I feel like Winter should have said, I did not tell them I said any of this. I was just thinking it. But the way she said it in conversation, she was talking to Monique as if the things that she was saying was a part of the argument that she and Ashley and them got into. So I feel like when Monique went back, Monique was saying it like, yeah, she told me that you said this to her and then she said this to you and da da da. And then was like, wait a minute, when did she say that? Okay. Monique was running and telling that everyone does it, Winter. It wasn't a private conversation if you're on camera. I just want people to get that out of their head. It's not a private conversation. Whatever you say on camera will then be brought back to the person you said it about. So just get ready for it. That's just what it is on reality TV. Monique is making herself so unlikable as a person, friend, human. I used to rock with her. Now I'm rethinking the entire. Okay. Yeah, I know she is such a terrible human being. Like scum of the fucking earth. Girl, how dare you take what your friend told you on camera back to the other women? Why would you do that? And girl, can you please stop complaining about your husband on a show about marriage? We don't want to hear about how you're unhappy with your husband on a show about marriage. We don't want to hear about that. We want everything to be perfect. We want to see you rubbing his feet and sucky him long time because he has money. We need to see you worshiping him on camera so that you can show us that you are worthy of having a man like him. And then next time you have a conversation with one of your friends, I know you're on a reality show, but don't say anything to anybody. And let's be clear, if Monique really wanted to be messy, she would have told them that Winter called DJ Quicksilver DJ Fun Size. She left that part out though. If she really wanted to be messy, I'm just saying. But you can call Monique messy. Please call her messy. Please. Call Monique messy for bringing that information back. She apologized. She says, I'm so sorry. She sounds sorry. But I personally feel like I'm not apologizing for some shit that you told me on camera, getting back to the people that you was talking about it later. Hey, here's a noble thought. If you want to have a private conversation, don't do it with a camera in your face. I mean, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. But I totally understand. Y'all, oh my God, Monique is the fucking worst. Oh my God. I don't understand how anybody ever liked her. I don't know what the issue. Like, she's the most terrible person in life. Like the worst reality show person I have ever seen in my fucking life. Treats everybody like shit, ain't good to nobody. She done dogged everybody out. Are we happy? Can y'all leave me alone now? Okay. Ashley was real hype. Ashley was real hype, and I'm not even gonna lie. Winter, stand in your shit. You said all of that shit about them people husbands. Stand in that shit. Okay, Ashley says Tasha and Winter ambushed her. Arena starts screaming. Arena, why are you screaming? What the fuck is that? I can't stand when people do stuff like that. Like, if you don't want to be involved in an argument, please walk away. Walk away. Okay? Ashley is calling Winter a liar. Winter did not lie. She didn't lie. I don't know what Ashley's saying she lied about. Winter breaks it down that her conversation with Arena asking about Ashley led her to believe Ashley still had an issue since it seems she and Arena talked about it. Arena says Winter still had an attitude towards Ashley. I said, Arena, how? How? They had the dinner was over, you and her met up, and based off of your conversation, as soon as you sat down with Winter, you started asking her about Ashley. So I'm just trying to understand where you would have surmised, where you would have figured out that Winter still had an issue with Ashley. To me, Ashley has an issue with Winter. It's the other way around as far as I'm concerned. Arena says Winter still had an attitude. Winter says Monique misrepresented the conversation. Oh yeah, Winter says Monique misrepresented the info and she's not petty like that. Girl, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You call that lady husband fun sized, said he didn't meet your height requirement, and said the other one was the alcoholic cheat nigga falling at the sleep of the wheel. I don't know what part of that conversation you thought was misconstrued or misrepresented. I don't know. But to me, you said all that shit. Confused. So confused. Ashley says, I've never heard anything about your husbands. And Winter said, but we've heard about yours. You said that you heard about rumors about your own husband. I heard those same rumors. That's all I was saying. Okay. Ashley says, but see, you have proof that your husbands were scammers and cheaters. And then Winter was like, do we need to go and find the proof that Quick was cheating? Because I'm sure it's not her. That's what she was basically saying. She was like, do we need to go find proof on your husband? Monique says, this is the most uncomfortable I have ever been. I said, lies. You needed to be more uncomfortable when all of them hoes was poking you and you started snatching people because y'all was doing too much. Y'all was doing too much. Okay? Monique, that really should have been the most problematic and uncomfortable moment for you was over there on Potomac. Several episodes, okay? I don't know why you saying that this was the most uncomfortable situation you'd ever been with, because that's a lie. Winter calls Ashley a victim shamer. honestly, I agree with Winter. I agree with Winter. Even though I feel like I agree with Ashley that Winter needs to have some accountability and some responsibility, and that's obviously an issue for her. I agree. But Ashley, you also have an issue with accountability and taking responsibility as well. You did shit on her. You did shame her. You basically called her stupid for what happened in her relationship. That's rude, bitch. That's mean. Like, why would you do that? That's unnecessary. The fuck? Ashley, people try to come and get her for the interview. Ashley is screaming she needs to leave. Winter says, I will. I don't want to be here anyway. Let me tell y'all this, though. I love it when one person is reading down and they stay in their seat and they're calm, and the other person is all up and hype and doing the most. Because to me, it means the person that's all hype, they're really, really upset. And the one sitting down is more composed. Something about that tickles me, especially in this setting. You know, like a lot of times you may not like the person that's calm because you're like, they're manipulative. But I feel like Winter was saying everything she wanted to say. Like Winter was saying everything she wanted to say. She didn't leave anything out. I love the way she shaded Ashley. I love the little back and forth. I like the fact that she was unbothered when she was like, I would have wore my cheaper shoes for this cheap shit. I was here for all of that. I like the fact that she kept her composure. To me, Ashley was doing entirely too much. And I honestly feel like Ashley doesn't take responsibility for herself at all. And neither does Winter. And that's why next episode, it seems as if they're going to be continuing to blame Monique for what happened. When the truth of the matter is, if Ashley and Quick weren't being assholes to Winter at Monique's dinner, we wouldn't be in this situation. However, Ashley, you jumped up, screamed and hollered, and acted a fool at your event and could not compose yourself. That is not Monique's fault that you couldn't gather yourself at your event. So when your little big head husband come out the woodwork to try to check that lady the way it seemed in the preview, when I read y'all the fuck down, don't be upset. Because I don't like his little energy now. Okay, the energy is given. I'm trying to posture like I'm a big dude and I'm about to get real disrespectful. And, you know, it's a little nigga complex like Jamie said. Okay, Jamie said he got the little nigga complex. Arena saying that Winter needed to go. It's a public place. They blame Monique and she says she obviously, and this, I say Monique shouldn't have taken responsibility for this. I don't think Monique should have taken responsibility for this at all. I don't. Because at the end of the day, she wasn't there for the first meeting. Ashley, you were rude at both meetings. Winter, you did say all of that slick shit about them people husbands, and you should have said it to her face at the table instead of keeping your composure and saying behind her back like it wasn't going to make it back to her on the reality show anyway. Ashley, you need to learn how to control yourself. Arena sitting up there talking about she's from Baltimore. Well, we're not in Baltimore, so who the fuck cares? Don't blame somebody else for your not being able to control yourself. And that's what I feel like Ashley is going to do. Winter, you're going to blame Monique for the conversation being disseminated when if you don't want somebody to hear you talking cash money shit about their husband, don't say it. Because to me, if I'm going to talk shit about somebody's husband to somebody else, I already know that's something I learned in motherfucking middle school, y'all. If you're going to talk shit about somebody, it possibly can get back to them that you said it. So you need to be prepared for that person to come up to you and ask you what you said. And then you need to be able to either double down, apologize, keep it a buck, whatever you need to do. Monique miscommunicated Winter's statements to Ashley and Arena. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. She didn't miscommunicate any of Winter's statements. In all honesty, she didn't say most of the shit that Winter said. I'm trying to understand. Did Winter not go in on those ladies' husbands? What are y'all talking about? She reinterpreted incorrectly. No, she didn't. Monique said verbatim, she said she heard rumors about Quick. That's all she said. Is that, yeah, she said she heard rumors about Quick. That was all she said. Ashley said she heard rumors about Quick. And Monique still didn't say the worst shit that Winter said. So if she really wanted to be fucked up and misconstrue some shit, she could have said, "Oh yeah, she was calling him bite size. She was but fun size. She called him fun size. Said that he didn't meet her height requirement." And then Arena, girl, she was talking about Jamie, and she said that you said he be cheating on you, but then saying that he was down to the to the red light. If she really was being messy, she could have said all that. And she didn't. All she said was the same shit that Ashley had said, which was that rumors. We've heard rumors. She didn't misconstrue anything. She said that Winter told her the other women those things at the dinner. She didn't tell them that. That's why they were mad. Do I have to say this again, y'all? I feel like, okay, so this is like the third or fourth time I'm saying it. When Winter explained what was said, she was expressing how she felt without saying that she did not say that to them. When she was talking to Monique, she was talking to Monique as if she was saying that in the argument with them. So when Monique went back to them, she was like, yeah, she told me that y'all said y'all ambushed her. And then she said she heard rumors about Quick. This is what she understood because that's what Winter was saying. Winter was making it seem like she was all big and bad, and then she said that shit to them women. And when it got back to them, now she like, no, I never said that I said that. Bitch, it doesn't matter if you said it to them, you still said it. That's what y'all don't understand. I don't give a fuck if Monique, thought she said it to the women. At the end of the day, she still said it, did she not? I don't know what show y'all watching because Monique said what Winter said. I'm so confused. They seem to think that because Winter did not express to Monique that her opinions about the husbands was not said to their wives, that means Monique like actively went and lied to the other women about what Winter said. That's not true. Winter understood Monique understood based off what Winter was saying to her. If y'all was listening to the conversation, Winter never said, I didn't tell them this. She just was talking like this was the argument that they had. I don't care. Anyway, Jamie and Arena go to see this property. Y'all, Jamie and Arena. So to me, based off what I was hearing, they went to see this property. They kind of going back and forth, having an attitude with one another. He won't play and joke, and she like, listen, whatever, nigga. Okay. So I was trying to decipher and understand what was going on here. And what I got from it is I feel like they misunderstood each other. Arena was just coming from this argument with Winter and them, and so she was feeling away. So she pulls up. She tells him to come and park the car, and he like, all right. He drinking. He's been drinking, and so he walks up to the car, and I guess she must have been like, let me pull up. So she pulls up closer to the curb, and he starts screaming and howling at her, I think he perceived that she was upset and thought that she was upset with him. So when she sped up to pull up further, he was mad. Fuck you doing? Why are you doing all this shit? So he starts screaming and howling because he been drinking a little bit. So he starts screaming and howling and going off on her in front of people outside the club. She was already mad about what happened with the women and already feeling a way about that. So because she felt embarrassed by him screaming and howling at her, she gets in a car and just drives off. Okay. And today she's upset. And here's the thing. This is what I noticed with people. This is what I noticed about some people. I think they were misunderstanding each other in the moment. But I think Jamie is mean at different points. I think Jamie might be one of those really good functioning alcoholics. I think he's slightly mean. I think there's some Arena can't wait to tell us that, oh, it's just whims and flows and we just get into it and we move on. But it really feels like he's disrespectful to you. He shuts you up, y'all move on, and you just eat it. Y'all don't actually resolve anything. You just eat it and y'all keep going. That's what it seems like to me, Arena. And I could be wrong. I don't know your marriage like that. I won't presume to. But based off what I've seen, when they got in the confessional and she said she felt disrespected, she said she felt disrespected. And he said, I was yelling, but I wasn't being disrespectful. That bothered me because it made me feel like, how are you going to apologize in the moment, and then in the confessional you're saying that you weren't being disrespectful when you were in fact apologizing for being disrespectful? I think that he misunderstood her energy. I think that she saw him going off and just responded to that. But I feel like she just eats a lot of it. I feel like he's mean to her. I feel like they pretend a lot. I feel like they pretend and they perpetrate a lot. I'm not saying that Jamie is a bad guy. I'm just saying I think that Jamie has been allowed to treat his wife like shit as long as he can pretty it up later on. And she's allowed for it. You know what I'm saying? She eat it, then swallow it too. Basically, wait, hold up. I feel the same way because regardless of the situation, why was Jamie publicly berating her? And we've seen him do those things in different ways, like when he shushed her, and you know, kind of the way he's handled her when they were walking, and he was like, "But you, I don't want you telling people that." Like I think he mishandles her, and she's used to being mishandled, so she doesn't see anything wrong with it. But it doesn't mean it feels good either. I'm gonna wait on it because they're doing a lot of posturing, the two of them. Like these two right here are doing a lot of, you know, posting, but the captions are always, it ain't what y'all think. Y'all coming on my show to bash me. Like it's real pretentious, kind of giving or we shitting on y'all judging us, and y'all come and talk shit about us, but really it's our show and y'all all on our dig and it's better than y'all think it is. Like it's very much giving Tisha and Marceau. We know it looks fucked up, but we're gonna act like it doesn't look fucked up, and then we're gonna tell you that you tripping and you need to stay out of our fucking business as we continue to show you our fucked up relationship on television. Gaslighting the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Defensive, yes. They're very defensive. And because of that, I mean, honestly, I feel like Quick and Ashley are doing the same thing. I think that's why it's so easy for y'all to shit on Monique, because her and Chris are the only ones being honest about what's going on in their relationship, which is very hard to do, versus Quick, Ashley, Arena, and Jamie, that the shit is going to leak out because it can't help but to leak out. But essentially, the women are less happy than they're letting on. The women are pretending that shit is better than it really is to protect their men's egos and their men's images. That is going to get harder and harder to do on a reality show. It is what it is. All right, y'all. So I'm done. I'm done with that. Y'all can like the video and we'll move on to the Lil T on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I guess I'll take a few callers and get the fuck out of here. Hold up, let me read some of y'all comments right quick. One, this about reality show, it will show the ugly. One thing about reality shows, it will show the ugly of marriages, and yes, it will. The camera is picking up all the reality, but they feel compelled to defend themselves. He kept doing a lot of physical gestures, the fake kicking her and stuff. That was making me, I noticed that too. And that was making me feel away as well. I even noticed, like trying to push her to where the shit was and all that type of stuff. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but none of it, all of it feels like, okay. Like we're seeing hella red flags, but if you like it, I love it. I'm not saying he is physically abusive, but I definitely feel he takes his frustrations out on her. Arena wears it on the outside. You can tell she looks sad like Tisha to me. It's all up in here. I agree, and I think a lot of people are upset with Monique and Chris because it's stuff they need to hear as well. Yep. Yeah, like why go on a reality show and not be transparent on you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna come out anyway, whether you like it or not. It's 1,000 Jamies running around here. Yep. That's why I can recognize him. That's why I said what I said about him last episode, that I think he's still probably out here cheating. And it's not in a way that like, ooh, he's still like, no, it's I really just feel like he might still be out here cheating. And that's just what it is. Hold up, let me see my mailman dropping shit off. Jamie has made it clear that he doesn't want their personal business spoken on, that he need to get off a reality show. Right. Why they didn't want to address how they made 20 plus years. Because she's just eating shit and keep going. Right. Bonnie Monique was being the most authentic to me. Excuse me. She is to me too. But they, you know, it's easy to hate people that are real or honest or seem strong. I see why they don't want to show it. Look at how people are reacting to Mo showing her feelings. Girl, they eating her ass up, ain't they? So somebody was literally just talking about how she's the worst person they've ever seen in life before. You know, she's the worst. She's the worst. Can't stand her. All right, y'all. Let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, so y'all, Kiki in this whole situation with the family. We still don't know what Marceau told the Holtz about Kiki, but hey, Bondi, is Geo Inc. in New Orleans? Yes. Yes. He's really dope, right? He's my new tattoo artist. What is that? A feather? Child, I have ointment on my arm, so the feather from the pillow probably didn't got on my arm. But yeah, he's gonna do a whole half a sleeve for me. He's really dope. It's definitely giving Kevin from Black Ink Crew. But anyway, because Kevin is the specialty on roses and flowers as well, and it's also really dope. Will there be a Love Match Atlanta review? Was there a Love Match Atlanta episode this week? Because if there wasn't, then no. They want the fame, but not the actual reality. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Okay, few main things so I can move on. Tisha looked tired as fuck. Tisha looked tired and wore out. Tisha, you can blame Melody, you can blame Kiki, but essentially, I feel like the people that are harming Tisha the most in her life are her husband and her mother and herself. We didn't learn anything new about Kiki or Marceau, but I think the way Marceau responded to Kiki lets us know that there is absolutely information that is being protected. It's also obvious that the whole family is banking on Marceau and Tisha. So even if they wanted to be honest about whatever was going on, they're not going to do that. So that whole scene when they were all going at Marceau on Tisha's behalf, that was fake. The real shit was when Kiki showed up, because the same family members that were trying to hold him accountable when Kiki wasn't there were trying to stop Kiki from saying the truth of the matter when they were sitting at the table. Everybody stopped her, including Wanda. Everybody interrupted her. They were trying, you know what I can't stand? When people talk at somebody like they're stupid. And Marceau loves to like explain narratives to people as if he's explaining something to them that they didn't understand. And now he's making it clear to them. When he was saying that Mel brought it to you in a malicious manner. Mel brought him information about Tisha and him, about the cheating situation. Y'all know they're trying to wrap it all up and circle around the airport and all of that type of shit. At the end of the day, there were rumors about Marceau cheating before the show came out. You can't tell me no different. And also on top of that, with the way y'all seem to live life, I think y'all know exactly like what side of the tracks are we on exactly, because Tisha was shoplifting at 28 years old with a husband and a kid. Marceau, you also got arrested. I think they said you were selling alcohol out your trunk at like 36. So that was not that long ago, I guess, maybe 10 years plus. But this is what I'm trying to understand, Tisha. How you gonna marry a man and he got you shoplifting and he's selling liquor out the back of his car? What are you married for? So you mean to tell me, Tisha, you were in college and you could have went from college to some really good job, single, pay your own way, live a nice, comfortable life. And instead, you let Marceau shoot your fucking club up in college, got pregnant by him, and then somehow in 2009, you end up getting arrested at 28 years old for shoplifting. If she were 19, if she were 21, we'd be having a different conversation. But you a college educated, married woman with a child, and you got arrested for shoplifting? Oh yeah, this weekend everybody's mug shots came out. Now Tisha didn't have a mug shot, but she absolutely had a record. Or absolutely had a record. Letitia Denise Scott, okay, arrested in 2009 for shoplifting. It's on Empress Radio. Empress Radio did a video about it. Y'all can go and look at it and see, because I'm not about to post none of that shit on my page because I just don't feel like it. Because I would have to go and find it. Because some of it was in the Discord, some of it was on Instagram. It was all spread apart. But if y'all want to go to Empress Video, she has the mug shots. She has the paper all blew up for y'all to see that they have criminal records. Which ain't nobody shading you for having a criminal record. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's shading you for having a criminal record. But don't get your funky ass on television and on social media and act like you're up here when really you're only up here because you had the host help to get up here. We know Martell has a record as well. I think Mel might be the only one that doesn't have a record out of this bunch. And Kimmy, I don't know about Maurice. We'll wait on it. That was before the hotel team. The hotel team out when Marceau was around here working at one movie theater in Huntsville. So they had no reason to tell Kiki business. Tisha still, she shouldn't have been in the host house. Child, at the end of the day, until they tell us whatever it is, I don't care. I don't care who told whose information. I don't care. I'm tired of Tisha crying and playing victim. At the end of the day, you know, it seems to me that everybody was from the same slumming side of the tracks until Melody and Martell came in and helped everybody. Marceau helped Martell figure out how to cheat and feel more like a man because his wife was a more dominant figure in their family. And, you know, they got on. They got access to the real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, okay. It was bed bugs. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Destiny and Kimmy talked. Kimmy, please stop trying to get Destiny to be friends with people. I'm sorry, y'all. Destiny, did y'all see that Destiny may be dating Jalen? Did y'all see that? Yeah, that's another thing that came out this weekend. Destiny was online on Jalen's TikTok. Now, allegedly, Destiny got a whole different man that we've seen on her Instagram that she was talking about. But Jalen posted on his on his TikTok, she is sitting there, no makeup on, little lingerie like dress, sipping something with a J on her necklace, and he got the camera on. She sipped a drink. He zoomed in on the necklace, and she's like, "What are you doing, Jalen?" And you can see her mouth moving. And I was just like, "So it's Destiny fucking Jalen like we thought from like at the end of last season." We felt like we saw something going on between Destiny and Jalen when a picture was posted of the two of them out. And it looked like she didn't have no makeup on, which made me feel like they were actually out together, because that looked like how somebody would walk around in real life versus when they're taping. And they act like they weren't dating. That wasn't a thing. But you did see, and they showed us how comfortable Destiny was walking in and out of Jalen's house. I'm gonna leave it alone. It was something I felt but didn't say nothing about. And now we see, you know, that they, I guess, might go together, or she may be dating him. Child, it could be true, it could not be true, but that's what I saw on TikTok this weekend, so I wanted y'all to know. Destiny, if you're gonna act like calling somebody sweetie when you're in conflict, it's the same as calling somebody sweetie when y'all are cool, then girl, I guess. But I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna say it one more time, and I'm not gonna say it no more. I don't think that Stormy owed Destiny any grace. I don't understand why people are asking that of her. we are in conflict, if we are trying to resolve conflict, you are just as responsible for how you make me feel as I am responsible for how I make you feel when we're trying to resolve conflict. So you telling me, sweetie, I don't start things. If we're going to act like that was to be taken anyway, except for in a shady, condescending manner, then we're not ready to have a real conversation. We're not ready to have a real conversation if Destiny can't even admit that you were trying to shade her when you were like, sweetie, I don't start things. That's up for interpretation. And we could have had that conversation. But you putting a stamp on the situation and you expect there to be some clarity on the other person's part. You're expecting Stormy to acquiesce to the sweetie comment so she can show Destiny some grace. Where is Stormy's grace? Where is Stormy's grace at? I'm looking for it because I haven't seen it. Because y'all dressed that lady down, called her a follower. Then Destiny called her ghetto, made fun of the way she talks. Are we really going to act like Destiny not just jealous of Stormy because Stormy is now Mel's new BFF on the show, supposedly? Like, you felt like you were getting replaced by a better model and you're upset about it. But we're going to act like that's not what it is. Okay, fine. Marceau and Tisha's conversation. Tisha, if it's Mel's fault that all these rumors about your husband and all of the issues that you've had in your relationship for the past 5 years, like you told Kiki, what I've been going through for the past 5 years in my marriage, and you gonna tell me not to trust the host, and then you turn around and be friends with her? Like, y'all remember all of that screaming that Tisha was doing? Tisha, in this conversation with Marceau, you turned around and said, Marceau, but when I ask you questions, I still need direct answers. And then Marceau said, okay, I can give you direct answers, but don't ask me disrespectful questions. She said, what's a disrespectful question? He said, when you asked me about Mel and the champagne, that was disrespectful. So here's what I'm going to say. I can ask you whatever the fuck I want to ask you. And if you don't want to answer, that's your prerogative, but you're not going to tell me what to do. I can ask you whatever the fuck I want to ask you. And you can either give me a straight answer or you cannot give me a straight answer. But if I feel like you're lying to me, that's going to let me know a lot. But see, Tisha isn't moving in that space because she doesn't have the confidence to move in that space. She doesn't have the confidence to fully make, her boundaries known. So when he said that to her, it shouldn't have been, okay, Marceau, I won't ask you disrespectful questions. It should have been, if I want to ask you something, whatever I want to ask you, you should give me an honest answer. I don't care if you view it disrespectful or not. I don't care. If I feel the need to ask, then you need to answer. And if you don't want to answer my questions, then I guess we need to figure out our positioning with one another. Because that tells me you don't care about how I feel if you can't even answer my questions straight out. So that means you don't need the same clarity from me, right? If I don't need clarity from you, if you can decide what's disrespectful, then so can I. So when you ask of things of me that I don't like, I can then find them disrespectful and tell you not to ask those things of me? Or is it going to seem as if I'm not a good wife if I don't acquiesce to all of your demands? See, as soon as Tisha can get control and confidence in herself, then she can get control of this nigga. Twerking on his face is not going to get control of this nigga. Not unless you're trying to smother him. Thank you, SeaWorld, for becoming a member, love. Thank you. I appreciate you. So yeah, Tisha, it's all Mel's fault. Then why are you still asking your husband for clarity if it's all Mel's fault? If it's all Mel, like, and another thing, y'all, and I'm gonna just say this, nobody can destroy your marriage who you don't let destroy your marriage. Meaning, if you and Marceau are like this, Mel and Martell and nobody else should be able to infiltrate your shit. It is what it is. If other people can infiltrate your shit, it's because your shit is already weak. And Tisha, if you can be destroyed by a woman that's not even trying that hard, then you are already broken. I feel like you're already broken. So when your cousins are talking about how, oh, you don't think that Mel is trying to destroy Tisha? Oh, what you mean by putting her on a reality show? You mean by bringing her and her husband and her whole country ghetto ass family more opportunity by presenting them with the opportunity to be on a show on OWN where they can get paid. That's me destroying Tisha. Okay. Like I said, if Tisha can be destroyed by a woman that doesn't even seem to be trying that hard, because she ain't telling you shit your mama ain't telling you, then you are already broken. You are already destroyed. You're just walking around broken pieces in a sack. But okay. Martell is trying to set the men up to cheat on their wives, or at least put them in positions to make the women think that they cheated on their wives. He's an agent of chaos. When y'all, me and Erica De Niro will go back and forth about this over and over again via our reviews, because I watch her, she watches me, but she always says that Mel and Martell are the same, and I don't agree with that. And this is one of those times I want to pinpoint how Mel and Martell are not the same. What did y'all say that, when Mel was going through, he tried to drag everybody down with it? Okay. Everybody separated. Currently, Melody is on vacation on an island somewhere, I believe. Okay. I have not seen once Mel try to convince Tisha and Kimmy to cheat or leave their husbands. Even though things have happened, I don't see her doing that. What does it look like when Martell orchestrates a trip to help the men cheat on their wives? A party with all women, a strip club situation. What does that look like? Agent of chaos. Do you really feel like Mel has created that same issue within these people's relationships? Or was she just pointing out the truth, and the truth is uncomfortable, so people will act like you're trying to destroy something by saying what the truth is? He's actually trying to put them in a position for them to be fucked up. He's actually putting the things in place for them to get fucked up in their relationships. But somehow we're going to put Mel and Martell in the same bag yet again, even though, once again, nigga ain't got no builder's license. The lady got the builder's license. The lady then pulled herself up and got her own life even better. The man is over here floundering and can't swim. Mel's only mistake was, I believe, falling in love with a man that she in fact could not trust. Falling in love with a man that was so insecure and so weak as a person that her being a bright star was something that he could use and beat her upside the head with at the same time. Okay? Her weakness, her mistake was marrying him, protecting him, and allowing him to bring out the petty sides of her. I think whenever somebody is their lowest sense of self, like Martell can be, they can bring out that lowest sense of self out of other people. Doesn't mean that they're the same. But that's just my opinion. Because I hear people say that all the time, and I just really don't agree. And this is one of those times for me. Tiffany and Lewis, real quick. Lewis is being passive aggressive. I'm gonna need for Lewis to communicate whatever his problem is, because I feel like you're saying you're not getting enough sex, but she says you are getting a lot of sex. She was wondering why you didn't ask her about her trip, and you're sitting up there talking about, oh, well, if you would have stayed up longer than 5 minutes, and I was just trying to give it time. There was a different reason every time she mentioned that he didn't ask her about the trip, which means to me Lewis was being passive aggressive, mad because she didn't want him to come on a trip, and she asked Mel to come on a trip. Something tells me that even if she had asked him, he probably wouldn't have been able to go. And I also feel like there was nothing wrong with her wanting her friend to be with her on this trip versus bringing her husband, because her husband is not the type to be as analytical, we'll say. Analytical. Okay. But we'll see how it all plays out with the Whitlows. But I feel like Lewis has some bent up frustration for whatever reason. And whatever his insecurities are, I think Maurice and Martell are going to exploit those insecurities to try to see if they can get him to be like them. And if they can get him to be like them, then they can trust him. But if not, he's going to stay on the outside of the situation if he feels like he wants to continue to put his wife before his friends, because they're bros before hoes. Okay, know that. Maurice is trying now to correct that image. If y'all notice, y'all remember when they went out and Kimmy was like, you know, your best friend is about to get here, and he was like, my best friend is already here. He's trying to correct the image that he cares more about his brother than he does about his woman. And I think it's because he's realized that that's stupid. Why would I care more about my brother who loves me but will hurt me over petty bullshit, will fuck up my situation over some bullshit? Why would I put him before my wife? But I really do believe that Maurice had been putting Marceau before his relationships, but mainly before his wife. I do. And I think he may continue to do that in some respect, but I feel like Maurice is trying to like fix the image of Kimmy not being first, because he realizes it's not a good look. And now Marceau is doing the same thing. That's why him and Tisha are posting, you know, posting videos and shit of her twerking on him and him trying to act like he want her to sit on his face. And it's like that lady sat on your lap and you act like you weren't even trying to see nothing she had going on. Child, we'll see how they all, you know, act out in Atlanta. I'm about to post this link. I'm gonna take a few calls and then I'm gonna get the fuck off here, so it ain't gonna be long. So 1, 2, go. Okay, and that's how we gonna do it. I'm gonna take the first 4. We'll see how it works out. All right. One time, one of his brothers literally posted, have y'all seen Maurice stand up for Kimmy on Facebook? I was like, what the fuck? Not ever. What's going on, my girl? Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Where the dog at? Real quick.
Probably somewhere with his daddy.
Just took off before we could even see him. Okay, first of all, you look good. You look good.
Thank you, love.
And we're going to start at the very beginning. Put a ring on it. Obviously, we already knew, if you understood context clues and you was hooked on phonics, exactly what Shorty was doing. Like I said, that man was a freeloading squatter, and unfortunately in Georgia, squatters have rights. So, you know, glad she got away from him. You know, he's crazy, especially finding out he kidnapped his daughter. Like, you just can't be taking kids over state lines. That's how Amber Alerts happen. And I don't like the Amber Alert going off on my phone. I can't take that off. Then Love and Marriage DC. Monique said exactly what that lady said, but everybody just has a problem with her based off of when she had to become Goonique real quick on, you know, Potomac. And I'm just like, Ashley, all I could think about is Applehead muscle butt when I see you. We moving on.
Applehead muscle butt. Applehead. A muscle butt.
It's for Martin, the little parrot and everything. Applehead muscle butt. It just kept calling Gina. That's exactly what I think when I see her. Then we move on to child, these people. Oh, look at the puppy. Hey, Mr. Lyric. Oh, okay. These people on Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you're gonna tell it, tell it. Don't be trying to fight nobody. Don't be trying to stop nobody from telling it. If he gonna burn the whole world down around y'all, then let her say what it is. Because at this point, we sick of it. If y'all not gonna tell us what it is, then we don't care no more. Okay, y'all said it's not a big deal. Then y'all said it's a big deal. Then it's not a big deal. Tell it or don't tell it. But somebody needs to tell it so we can move on and be done with it. Do we believe Marceau? Oh, no, wait. I don't call him that. I call him Busted Biscuits. I got names for all of them because they all get on my nerves and I'm sick of them. Do we believe Busted Biscuits probably was cheating on that lady? Probably. Do we believe Kiki has something on him? Absolutely. Do you think they wanted to get out? No. So that's why they're sitting up here acting like they're just the perfect happy couple, and he out there shaking his milkshakes on a boat. And she out here trying to smother him to death, which maybe he'll like, but then again, he didn't like when she sat on his lap. So I don't know what to do for y'all. I want Thick Thighs in 1978 to get a storyline. I'm like, Thick Thighs ain't gonna cheat on that lady to be cool with the crew, because he knows she wear the pants in the family, and I believe she crazy low key. Now, Blow Pop.
Wait, you heard that about Martell saying they got an open relationship. You think they got an open relationship?
I mean, that's none of my business, but if they like it, I love it. And I actually mean, I love it for y'all. If that's what works for y'all, that's what works for y'all. That's your marriage. That's not my marriage.
There's no reason for him to be this horny though, because he was sitting up there pent up sexual frustration. I wish you
How?
then get out of my family.
1978 said even when she tired, she do her job.
Right.
She performs her wifely duties.
Talk to each other about this so we can get some clarity.
They get on my nerves. Tisha Jr. going to talk to Blow Pop. Let's be clear, they're never going to be friends ever again. Stop trying to make fetch happen, Gretchen. Okay, they will never be friends ever in this life again because she's been on a political smear campaign tour on every interview that she's ever been on, even the Ooh Ladies First panel, saying that even though the lady gave her money out of her pocket to be a good friend, and she was there for her in certain occasions, that she's not a good friend. And she keeps telling that lady's business to everybody. And she done hooked up with the people that she don't like and is continuously talking about that lady. So they'll never be friends again. We sick of hearing it. I don't care no more. Let it go. Get a clue. Get a life. Move on. When it comes to Blow Pop and G-Wagon, that's what I call her, because that G-Wagon is custom and you can't get that on Amazon, okay? You can't. She was being condescending to her. You calling her sweetie in a conversation when you can obviously call her by her name is you being condescending. Mind you, the last interaction y'all had together, you was kicking off shoes, standing up like you was ready to fight. And then the fact that you were making fun of her her diction, her tone of voice, saying the way that she speaks naturally is hood. No, that's just the way she speaks. To my family, I sound like a white girl. To me, I sound normal. But hey, you gonna pick up what you pick up. Yeah, she got a white G-Wagon. I was like, that is that custom too, or is that just a normal color? Can you get?
I think that all of them be custom for the most part. That probably was custom, but
Now,
I think I'm in white though.
They the G-Wagon best friends. Hello.
Okay, gold and white lit. Pull up. I'm here for it.
Right, and then Blow Pop and the Cougar Tamer. Lord. Well, I said they call him the Cougar Tamer. I told you that on Instagram. That's what they call him. And she been trying to put the puss on him for a while. But you saw in the Discord somebody posted something about her new man. So who knows what's going on with her. But if she is with Jalen, Tisha Jr., there go your new your daughter-in-law. I hope you understand that for TV business is for TV only. And Humpwig, you was out here looking like Wanda from Holiday Heart, but just without the crack. And I want you to get new wigs. That's what I.
Rough, right? It's not just me.
No, she looked like Wanda from Holiday Heart, just without the drugs. That's what she looked like. To find out that you and your husband have criminal records. I mean, like, I don't judge, but I'm kind of judging because once again, like you said, she was 29 with a kid and a degree. Why was you out here shoplifting? What is that? What is this? What's going on?
I'm still trying. What did she say? They say she was boosting. That's what they say. And I ain't gonna lie, that sound right, especially because Wanda, her mama.
That is her Bondi. I keep telling y'all that's not her mama. That's her big older sister who is very jealous of her. Y'all got to call her what she is. That's not her mama. That's her big sister who is very jealous of her. And I'm gonna keep saying this. Remedial English. Hey, Juvie. Oh, he's so cute. Not Juvie. Child, I was about to put Juvie in this. Remedial English, Busted Biscuits, Humpwig, they all the ops, and they all make her sad. And it's really sad that one of your ops is yourself. But hey, what are you supposed to do when you live in denial in a world of make-believe, just like Karen's pregnancy on Sisters?
Well, her pregnancy not make believe. Now they saying that it's old boy baby. I'm like, oh, you had your timing wrong, bitch.
Yeah, I just cussed her out on my review for it. I was like, I went in on her, but I digress. The family using y'all for money, because that's obviously what it is. You might want to cut them off before they bleed y'all dry, because public records is my best friend. Like, I'm I Spy Private Eye. I'm I Spy Private Eye up in here. I was able to pull up the Fallon and Simon stuff about the divorce, trying to confirm like when they get divorced, when did they do that. I was able to go to Huntsville online and look at y'all public records. Everything is in her name. They've had some setbacks, I tell you that, but everything is in her name.
He ain't going nowhere. Is she with a keeper?
It's cheaper to keep him.
Okay.
And that's it, because that's all I got to say. It's cheaper to keep him, because if they divorce, he's going to take half of her stuff. She can't take half of his stuff. And I'm going to let the rest of the people come on. Bye, Juvie. Bye, Mr. Lyric.
Bye. Thank you, Ricardo. Okay. Let's go ahead and hit up come on, Jasmine a Flower. Come on, boo. What's up? Hola. Go ahead. You gotta unmute yourself.
I forgot I was on mute. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I've been watching Girl forever. Never thought I'd get up here and share my opinion, but this thing with Shorty and how I feel Dr. Nicole, if you want to call her that, and Egypt, the way they disrespected Shorty and victim blamed her just incensed me. Not to mention all the reviewers on YouTube that just act like Shorty is a scum of the earth for how she talked to Kenneth, a freaking bum who on camera stole that lady's phone, took screenshots of her banking information, and yet she's a problem for how she talked to him. Excuse me.
Look, I don't understand it. Because see, around my way, if you ain't call him a dusty, pussy ass, bum ass, bitch ass nigga, then at the end of the day, you didn't bash him. So when they say that, I just kind of feel like, well, I guess I'll be a man basher then. Because if you think I'm going to not say how I feel about a man that's using me, you gonna be fucked up.
Girl, the way. All the way fucked up. I really just don't get it. And I'm like, you'll hear women who say they've been in abusive relationships. Like, well, why did she stay? Ma'am, then you're lying about being in an abusive relationship, because I wasn't even in a physically abusive relationship. I was in a spiritually and emotionally abusive relationship, and it still took me over a year to leave. Like, I had to move covertly. He thought we were about to move to another place together. The whole time while we were looking for apartments together, I had my own place. You know, you just have to move funny. Like, you have to move in a certain way to make sure that you're protected. She had already said that he stalked her. He doxed her. He threatened to put videos out on her. Still doing this stuff to this very day. Yet, she's the problem. Yet, she's wrong for using the show to make a clean break. Make it make sense.
I can't. Because to me, I feel like she gave the nigga a leg up by even bringing him on the show in the first place. She gave you new women, and she gave you new prospects for a job. If he was really that nigga like he said, he would have just left her and took this and graduated like Hollywood did. As much as he, like, you know, as much as I feel like Hollywood still be on some little slick, petty ass shit with how he be on social media as it pertains to Ashley, I still feel like he knew what to do. He took it. He had a good personality, and he twerked that shit online. You know what I'm saying? He making money now off of being on this show, and it was because he had the wherewithal to, first of all, let Ashley go, and then to actually move on and work on himself in a manner that it really did elevate him. So to me, I feel like Shorty was in essence trying to do the same thing for him that Put a Ring on It had kind of did for Hollywood. But the nigga is not right in the head. So it wasn't going to work in the same manner because he's just not right in the head. Thank you, Asada, by the way.
And the crazy part to me is you're exactly right. He could have done what Hollywood did. I didn't really watch much of their season. I do kind of remember them, but not as much as I remember, Cokehead and them. But it's kind of crazy, like, because people like Kenneth for some odd reason. They do. Like, they are out here. I'm talking about, they got the blue, the red capes on him. They love this man, and he is totally
accent. He has dimples. He gives them the rough and tumble, and he leaning into the New Orleans accent. So if you ain't from around here, that shit really excites you. Like that's he's using all of those things to his advantage, and there are just women out there that are weak enough to fall for it. That's all.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, maybe he'll wisen up and stop actually posting old videos of Shorty and actually do something. Okay, good. He actually needs to do something meaningful with his YouTube page. I mean, gosh. But anyway, moving on from that, because I just had to comment on that. I couldn't be in enough comment sections. But anyway, just briefly to touch on DC. I'm just gonna touch on Chris and Monique. It really annoys me how people try to say that Monique does not love her husband. When people say that, I'm like, either you're not married or your parents weren't married, or no married couple.
Child.
Because I'm just like,
I don't get it.
People argue. They're people in close proximity. Like everything's not peachy keen. Everything's not that honeymoon phase. Like, we grow and evolve as people, and of course you would want your spouse to grow and evolve with you. I saw the same thing happen with my parents, and now they're together in the same space, and they've been for 36 years.
And then sometimes it'll take them slightly breaking apart to realize it. Like even when Monique and Chris were having their conversation, it was obvious that her even having that reaction helped him to see clearly. So she shouldn't have acted differently. She shouldn't have shut down how she was feeling just so everybody wouldn't get upset with her, because her husband needed to see how frustrated she was in order for him to see the severity of the situation. People don't understand like how sometimes your honest reaction is working in tandem with your spouse having more clarity on how they need to move. And honestly, I feel like they always make these men out to be victims. Do we really feel like if Chris thought he was being taken advantage of, he wouldn't just leave and find another woman?
He has the money. It ain't like his mama ain't said on national TV that basically she doesn't like Monique because she thinks she's a gold digger. Well, if that was true, I doubt, just given how I've absorbed I'm trying to say absorb, but anyway, observed Monique from Potomac to now Love and Marriage Huntsville, DC. She just seems like a very introspective person who is really just trying to grow as a person throughout each step of her life. That kind of person and a gold digger don't walk in the same lane. They just don't. They really
don't. Because gold diggers are vapid. They're not trying to get a deeper connection, a deeper response. And honestly, I also don't like the idea that when she married him, she wasn't really into him, as if he's not attractive. Like, I don't get what people are seeing. It's like because he has money and he was older, she must have gotten with him only because he had money. It's like, no, if a man has money, that's an add-on. That's an add-on. If she wanted to just be with a man with money, she could have married any old nigga that had money. I'm sure that wouldn't have been hard. Monique is a beautiful woman. Exactly. And, if you're already in those circles, you're already around other men with money. And so I also feel like if she really was a gold digger, then Real Housewives of Potomac would have been the exit plan.
Like it was for Ashley or,
Or it was about to be for Karen. Okay?
That whole part. Exactly.
She would have happily stayed on that show and left her husband if that was what was the actual goal. And I feel like that wasn't the goal. I understand it, like, just as a person that has a similar personality dynamic in my relationship, where one person really is more laid back, and it does take more, but it doesn't mean they're incapable, and it doesn't mean that they shouldn't be trying to do more emotionally or romantically. It just means we fall into comfortability in long-term relationships. Like duh, like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like this is a common theme in a lot of long-term relationships. So the way people are responding to her is as if they've never seen this type of shit before.
Agreed. Well, a lot of people haven't. That's the tea.
Y'all haven't seen relationships last long enough for people to be trying to figure out. Y'all used to people just being like, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
instead of
Very,
trying to figure it out.
it's very true. And I'll just touch on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then I'll let you go. But did you catch Mel's live about basically being used?
You know what? I was trying to watch it, but I didn't catch the whole thing. I heard her talking about praying and manifesting, and she was in the dark, and it was the sun, but I was rushing to come on here, so I didn't hear the rest. What did she say?
So basically, she said that she's come to the realization that all these people have used her, and her deepest prayer is to finally find people who just value her as a person, don't want anything from her, just enjoy her as she is. And that just really touched me because I'm like, all these people have used you, from your ex-husband to ex-friends. I mean, all she has done for Marceau and Tisha, and for them to spit in her face the way they have, she's a better person now, but I will
I
ever.
always say that. You know what's so funny? It's funny that you say that because I text her like a while ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I really was just asking how she was doing because it was just kind of on my spirit. Like, let me just ask how she doing, and she went straight to business, and I was like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a YouTuber, so I recognize how she's of benefit to me in relation, no matter what, if she's in relation to me. But I'm also not that type of person. Like, I've met many a reality star, many a reality show person over the years. And it's proven to me that meeting other famous people can do anything for me unless I'm already me and I'm already doing my thing. So at the end of the day, shows come and go. I'm still gonna Bondi. Like, I'm still gonna get the commentary no matter what. So I don't view those relationships the way people view those relationships. I honestly identify. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we've been talking about this for weeks now, about her being a resource and seeing how she's been, like, used by the people around her. And then when she's tired of giving the way they want to give, they get mad and then have the audacity to go at her the way they do. Even though, even just being on the show was Mel helping everybody. Even just being on the show alone, the family, all of that is Mel, helping other people essentially. It's the same thing they do to Candy. Like the way Marlo got up there and said Candy needs to help people more with the community. I was knocking shit over in my mind. I was like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about?
What
Like,
more? What
he
more
gave you a show. Her house is in a hood on purpose. The businesses that she's formed for Black people, to employ Black people, reaching out to people like me, all of that shit is so you could be of service and help other people. And people will still act like that's not what you're doing, even when it's obvious. It's insane. And I feel like they do the same thing to Mel. And that's why I like Stormy as a friend for her. And I really wanted, that to be a good friendship for her, because it looked like somebody that not only was doing well, but could help her. So be a resource to her, like she's a resource. You know what I'm saying? And then that's the type of relationships that you want. You know what I'm saying? As friends, you want to be able to be a resource to your friend. When Kenya, let me tell y'all something. Now I understand. Kenya said broke bitches split checks.
Ooh.
And now that I'm at a certain point in my life, Kenya, you were absolutely right. Even though, like, damn, bitch, why you gotta be like that about it? I wouldn't say it. But essentially, broke bitches split checks. Because the girls with the money just pay the fucking bill and get the fuck out of there.
We got stuff to do.
Whatever.
We got more money to make.
Okay? Whatever the bill was, whatever. Pay for it. It's good. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what she meant when she said that. And when you get to that point in your life, like, you really just start to see and understand things differently, and you understand you're a resource. So it's important to have people and friends that are a resource and not just trying to use you.
Totally
like
agree.
Rose, and I'm sorry, Destiny and Tisha. But I mean, if you showed me something different, then I would say something different. But it seems like y'all are users, and everything y'all do comes from a manipulative standpoint, not a genuine one. Y'all friendship, and most of the shit, I mean, y'all were just talking about in the comments the shit that Destiny is doing, feels like she just want to be on the show. I'm just trying
She's
to.
a user and a social climber. Period.
And don't we feel like Marceau and Tisha were the exact same way? Because
They
they
are.
used Mel and Martell to social climb.
Yep. Do you I know some YouTubers are funny about people mentioning other people's channels on their channels. So, I don't mean to offend, but do you watch Mine of Lilith's breakdowns?
I do.
She
Yeah,
mentions you a lot.
I've mentioned her before. I watch her often. She's currently one of my favorites. We disagree on like two subjects, and I just cannot watch any of her content on those two subjects. But besides that, we be here.
That's real. But she mentioned, I don't know if you watched the one where she was talking about how basically the way that Tisha and Marceau's like astrological chart is set up, they are actually going to rise from this show.
I saw that. They're gonna
Okay.
they're gonna be more valuable to Carlos, and all of that. But probably later on, Tisha will go through what Mel is going through now.
But
Yeah.
worse.
Or worse. And it
But
probably
worse.
will be worse because based on what they're telling us, Martell had the one chick that we knew of. We knew it was more, but essentially the one that we knew of with the one new baby. And I think when the shit comes out about Marceau, it'll be, oh, there's a teenager, and there's a toddler, and if it comes out that way, we'll just have to wait and see. But I definitely feel the way people always call Mel manipulative, I don't see it like that. But when I look at Marceau and Tisha, every interaction feels like a manipulation.
Hands down. Even Tisha's crying. That's a form of manipulation. She's doing it to perpetuate herself as a victim, because she's not. She's way smarter than she puts on.
Mm-hmm.
She's way stronger than she puts on. I mean, look at her mom. Like, it. No, she's not fooling me. Neither is Destiny or any of them. Like, I'm team Jasmine all day, but I mean, I cannot. It actually sickens me the way they attack Mel. It makes me not want to watch the show anymore, to be honest.
In the way it seems that she's not even really fighting back like that, like she just kind of over here somewhere, it makes it seem even worse because they're online doing the most. And Mel is just doing what she always does, promoting her businesses, getting on live to talk to y'all after the show. Like she's, going on the beach and shit, posting her little vacations by herself, drinking her water, looking good in her bathroom. Like she's just chilling. So I feel like when you see them online with the extra shit and embarrassing each other without any help from her, it looks clearer to me who's trying to ruin who. But, I appreciate you, Jasmine.
I appreciate you as well, Bondi. I'm gonna try to call in more. I appreciate this. This is cool.
No problem. You should.
All right, you take care.
You too. Okay, so I'm gonna take my girl Prosperity thick up in it bit. Hey, girl.
Hey, babe.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you? Hi, Lyric. Hi, doggy.
He sleeps, snoring. We good.
Okay, this episode. Tisha is the smartest, dumbest person on TV right now. Like, lady, if when your husband jumped up so erratically and so hard, I'm gonna burn this mother down. I'm gonna burn it down. Say it. Say it. Girl, if that didn't tell you everything you needed to know, girl, just stay off the TV because every time you show your face, you look dumber and dumber, and that wig that you had on make you look even dumber. Stop it. That girl sat down. They tried to say Kiki brought the energy. No, Kiki came in, was eating her damn food. Kiki said, "Hey, Tisha, how you doing?" She didn't go in. She didn't just regular talk. Hey, cuz, ain't seen you in a while. You come with the fakeness, but I ain't talking to you anyway. Okay, why you not talking to me? Because I told the truth and I really didn't even say anything that wasn't already known by everybody. Why? Because I helped Mill confirm that she isn't the one that brought your business to the television. You and your husband started this, and you do know that your husband is out there cheating. That's why you mad? Oh, okay. Then you go with these tears. Why does a tear never fall? You make all the crying sounds in the world, but a tear never drops from your face. Manipulation. Your husband, he's a cheater. He's a cheater. He don't care about you. He sends subliminal messages to his side chick every time you go on live to let her know I'm only here because everything is in her name. She got the money. I love my kids and I'm trying to find an exit plan. Each and every live this man does, it shows that. Get out of here. Then let me go to the phone call with Wanda because we talked about boosters because we talked about Kiki saying that, telling me that about Wanda ain't right. Wanda done did some things too. But Wanda will say, but I ain't got no record. I know people that boost for me. Yeah, I get boosters, but I don't go to the store and steal stuff. So now me getting everybody putting Tisha record out there. So you had your daughter out there stealing for you. That's where I'm coming from with it. Because you told me yourself you don't steal, but you know people who will steal and who gets the things for you. You might go to the store with them and show them what you want, but you're not stealing anything. You don't have a record, but your daughter does for shoplifting. But everybody else is your op. Everybody else is your enemy. Your own mother sent you to jail because she wanted some damn shoes in a box. Get the hell out of here. If you want to talk about shoes in the box, that's how you got them. You didn't pay for them. You took them. Did you take them out the box or did you leave them in the box? Is that how you got caught? Because you tried to leave them in the box and the little scanner thing went off. I am so tired of these people who keep talking about mail this, mail that. Your husband is the most disrespectful person in your life. Your mama and your husband are your ops. And once that you realize that, you'll be better off for it. How can you let this man treat you like trash and have you in that hood little tiny house? If you're gonna treat me like this, nigga, you better be giving me everything I need, want, and some more. It's no way I'm the breadwinner, my name on everything, but you gonna treat me like trash. Child, if you don't find your dignity and your self-respect and do something with it, you can get all the degrees you want, but you still letting this man lead you around by your nose. You're crazy. Oh, he put his nose up under your butt. That's what dogs do. They sniff behind their owners. Uh, so you happy? Now y'all look like y'all in love? No, you look stupid. Cause just last week he was on the damn boat talking about he'll leave you for a rumor. But now you're happy because he's smelling your butt. We also saw him push you away like, ew, I don't want that on me. We're in a whole hotel room by ourselves. I don't want nobody thinking I love you. Tisha, you are the worst. Destiny, learn accountability. Everybody does not do things to you. You don't do nothing. You just there. And you don't know why people don't like you. You don't know why Stormy went off on you because we've talked before when you were asking for money. And we done had conversations on more than one occasion. And I called her sweetie. You may have called her sweetie, but this time when you called her sweetie, it was not a damn southern term of endearment. That was, sweetie, don't play with me. Who you think you talking to? Don't try me. That's what that was. And she called your card and she pulled it and she let you know what you're not going to do is play with me on national TV. Because all that you got for me, baby, best believe I got more for you. Like she told you, you don't make enough to play with her like that. You might play with Tisha and them like that because you knew you couldn't play with Mel. That's why y'all not friends no more. Kimmy, get a storyline. I'm sick and tired of you. I love you to death. I have been riding for you and riding with you all 4 seasons. But this is the 4th season going into the 5th season. If you don't have a storyline, just stay off camera because you're making yourself look stupid and crazy by trying to bring these people together. They're not good for each other. Why do you want people that aren't good matches and don't bring anything for each other? I can bring you something, but you don't bring me anything. I keep filling you up, but my cup keeps being empty by you because you have nothing to give me. Why do I want that in my life? And if you really care about either one of these ladies, why do you want to end their life? They're not good for each other. Just like your husband ain't good for you on this damn show, but we leaving you alone. Why you can't leave them alone? Like, I can't take it no more. Kimmy and Maurice, you, Maurice, and Destiny, y'all need to go find storylines or be in the fucking unemployment line next season because either bring something or get off, either shit or get off the pack. Because at this point, we get nothing but the same old recycled. I'm gonna be the mediator. We don't need a mediator. We had Dr. Francis for that. Now you want Dr. Francis check too?
They need to
We
bring him.
don't need it.
They need to bring Dr. Francis back, girl. We need help over here.
Thank you. I hopefully he will be back from for Lou and them, and I hope he give all them something because this damn cast is ridiculous. Y'all show everything all week. This is becoming exhausting as hell. Y'all YouTubers are good. I run and and bring it to y'all, but putting this all together all week long and trying to make one video, it gotta be a lot. No cast on goddamn TV gives as much as this cast give, and it's not in a good way. Now everybody got records. Now everybody got mug shots. Like y'all don't get tired of making y'all stuff look. And this is black excellence. Well, I would hate to see what the hell black trash look like. Because if this is black excellence, child, we got a lot of work to do.
We
We
sure.
got a lot of work to do. And sell that damn and make that damn lot a Scott Manor, a damn demolition, a landfill. Because y'all have not progressed in that damn lot yet. Y'all still got trees, you still got holes, you still got dirt. Just make it a landfill. And you can make more money that way.
That made me feel like they perpetrate for real, for real. But that's cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prosperity. I appreciate you, but I gotta go, girl. I got
All right, babe.
and I'm
Love y'all. Y'all be safe.
see you later. All right.
Bye, babe.
Okay, y'all. I put it in a private chat that I'm only gonna take one more person and I gotta go, y'all. So I'm taking Nola Reeds and I'm getting out of here. All right, Nola, you ready? Is you ready? All right, we in. What's going on, girl?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
What's going on?
Alrighty, so I got one thing. Well, I got a few things to say. I'm gonna need you and Lyric to go ahead and do a class about how when you a public figure and you go out of town with your spouse, how certain things you don't put on the internet. Like we seen the glow from the pictures, so we knew what was going on. But we didn't get you sitting upon your husband's face to try to convince us that your husband is in love with you. Some things ain't for the internet to see. Now if that was normally your behavior, then we can accept that as normal behavior, and that's just how y'all are. But this was to convince the masses that your husband is in love with you, and I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm not picking up what you're putting the hell down. I don't understand how my business is my business, but your business. Well, my business is everybody's business, but your business is just your business. That don't even make sense for me. And while Bernard was working on everybody's nerves, including mine, the reason why Marceau don't like him is because Bernard is a BS motherfucker just like he is, and he clocked his BS. And he can see Marceau for who he is. So that's why you wanted to be mad with Bernard. Now y'all was 28 and 29 grown married people with these damn records. But we supposed to believe while y'all around here thieving and stealing that Marceau and Tisha was taking care of the whole family with what? They was boosters? Y'all taking care of the whole family off for boosted treasures.
And alcohol out the trunk.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not understanding. That's why I wasn't believing that story. Because Marceau, you sat down and said at the table when you and your brother and his wife was out to dinner that you didn't know Kiki like that. But your wife is claiming that you did all of this stuff for Kiki and how you took care of Kiki. So you took care of somebody like that you didn't know like that? It's not adding up. Wanda said we ain't going when we hear about it. And if we ain't gonna hear about it, I really want them to go on about it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever because it's not this arrest record from 2021 if it happened all of these years ago. I want them to they don't make sense. And here's why Wanda is a liability. Because Wanda said on her live and said, when we find out what it's about, we're gonna be like, oh, that's it. So if it's oh that's it, then it wasn't that serious, more so for you to go run back your mouth and tell Mel and Martell a thing if it wasn't that serious. On top of that, y'all Tisha, you be trying to do interviews acting like you found out in some roundabout way about Kiki coming on the show, yet your mama busts you out every time because your mama, once again, running her mouth down in the Facebook streets, said that y'all knew Kiki was coming on the show, but Kiki didn't do what y'all wanted her to do. She went against what y'all wanted her to do, which was probably gang up on Mel. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all wanted, like y'all be doing. And she came in with her own mind and with a vendetta, because I see it. You know what I'm saying? I'ma just call it what it is. She came in with her own mind of vendetta and did what she want. But I'ma need the fans to make up their mind, because y'all give Mel power in one sentence to raise the dead. You know what I'm saying? And then the next minute her title is a vanity title. So if Mel title is a vanity title according to y'all, and she can't hire nor fire, then how is it that Mel was the one who presented the contract for Kiki to be bought on this show by y'all opinion?
Come on now.
It does not make no sense. And it contradicts what Carlos King said. Because did he not say at the end of the reunion last year that the cast gets a vote on new people coming to the show?
They sure did.
That's what they said. So either y'all was lying then or y'all lying down.
It's one or the other.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm tired of the grace and the crucifixion, and you giving the same people grace for doing the same thing that y'all crucifying somebody else for. I can't deal with it. I did notice that Kiki, baby, Kiki, I love you, but them people see you as family and blood, but they don't see you as family. And I felt some type of way about them sisters too. Now, even though the one sister did clock it and say more, so you keeping up friction, you know what I'm saying, between them. But in the other token, once Tisha tears started running down her face and the "Oh, we gotta protect Tisha" movement was gathered, everybody hovered around Kiki and said, well, Kiki, you don't think Mel trying to do this, and Kiki, you being used, and Kiki this and Kiki that. But nobody said anything to Marceau about, well, why you felt the need to tell her, like nobody defended her with that. Everybody was defending Kiki, defending Tisha and Marceau. And it's not because they've been a black sheep running around there taking care of everybody. It's because they think that Tisha and Marceau about to get a spinoff and they want to be casted on TV to get a check too. So they're trying to stay in the good graces. Miss me with the y'all the great white hope for the family. And Marceau, the way you was mispronouncing words like you show enough Wanda's son-in-law, you sound like you was growing up on them side of the tracks too. That don't ever need to come up out your mouth no more. But it's the hypocrisy. I want Kimmy to leave them grown ass people alone. If Mel and Destiny wanted to work out their friendship, they would have. I want Tisha to stop blaming everybody for her husband. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about it, ma'am, y'all shouldn't have did this. Welcome to Bessemer or Tisha and Marceau take on the other side of the tracks, whatever y'all wanted to call these episodes, because they ain't have nothing to do with love, marriage, or Huntsville. That y'all should have second thought about that. If you wanted the rumors to go away, if you wanted people to believe that your husband ain't cheating on you, my girl, you should have never put your family on the TV, because the lack of what they said revealed it all.
Don't say that. All right, girl, let me go. I appreciate you.
All right, girl. Thank you so much.
And everybody that was on here today, y'all make sure y'all follow them. I'll talk to you later, my girl.
All right, my girl.
All right, y'all. Before I go, very quickly, somebody had asked about the tattoo artist who did my tattoo, so I'm gonna just pull up his Instagram right quick. He is New Orleans. This is Gino Inc. at what's the shop? Because it's Elevate Body Modification. Okay, y'all were asking. He's really dope. You know, shop is newer. So if y'all want to tat and y'all out here, you should check out their shop. Their shop is pretty dope. Okay, it's really nice in there. Like, I really like that piece. I didn't find out who did that one too. But anyway, because everybody has a specialty in their shop. Okay. So yeah, for the folks that wanted to know. All right. And you know, we got the dog from Frenchie's Kisses. Also, people were asking about that. I had put it in one of the videos in the description box. But y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, because that's where all of that stuff is. On Instagram, you can go through and post and find, you know, where everything is, because I add people. Okay. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed today's long ass show. And I'll see y'all tomorrow so we can do this again. All right, peace out.